Who are you? Show yourself! You will become much stronger. My power is yours now. You will defeat all gods! What are you doing? Daichikan! Daichikan-san! No!
I was waiting for you, Son Gohan.
This bastard is very strong! Come on, kid! Unleash your fury! Get ready for your end, Whis. Take this! Damn you, Beerus!
It looks like you will finally come after Zeno-sama. Are you ready? I was born ready to fight! I will stop you now! Gohan! Have no choice. It's no use, Father! I will end everything and reign over everything! I'm going to stop you!
Hey, I am Gakui, and the show starts now. This is Absolute
I'll make you have control of your power, boy. For good or for evil!
We'll see.
Kame!
Interesting. You wretches! Let me go!
You are our Son Goku.
Let him go, Zakai!
As you wish.
Damn it! What happened here? What caused this destruction? You're all weak! Miserable! Hurry up! I need to be faster than Ultra Instinct. I got you very well. All of you Saiyans are a disgrace! What? My mask! Wait, this vision of the future... It's not possible! What kind of power is this? It's even greater than that of some gods! That's impossible! Damn! I'm weak! I lost too much energy against the army of the Mother of Angels! This is your end, Son Goku! Wait! What is this? Hey, you won! Leave Kakarot where he is! You will be my opponent! The Great Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans!
Hey, I am Gakui, and the show starts now. This is Absolute Cinema! 3 years have passed since the Tournament of Power. All universes went through moments of peace. Zeno-sama always told Daishikan that he was excited for the moment when a new Tournament of Power would happen. Everything seemed to be happening with extreme tranquility, but this does not always appear to be the true reality. All the gods of destruction felt extremely intrigued by what happened in the Tournament of Power. They were unhappy with Immortal making idiotic decisions, and because of his fault, he managed to convince Zeno-sama, the creator of everything, to create a tournament capable of destroying all universes at the whim of the multiverse. The gods are infuriated knowing the relationship between Goku and Zeno-sama, being fully aware that Goku has the free will to arrive at the King's Palace whenever he wants and free permission to talk to Zeno-sama or even play and ask to whatever he wants whenever he wants. What was even more strange was the fact that Zeno-sama had shown himself totally partial in the tournament, leaving his support for Universe 7 declared. After all these events and battle against Broly, Cell Max, and several other villains that emerged, the gods continued to look at Universe 7's performance, and especially Goku's performance. At this moment, all the gods of destruction gather and say to Beerus that the great failure of mortals will always be Son Goku. If everyone analyzes it, everywhere Son Goku goes, a catastrophe ends up happening. Even in the periods while Beerus slept, the Saiyan's arrival on Earth, and after all the events he went through, there's something strange with this Saiyan. It is not normal for a warrior of this class to always be able to emerge victorious from extremely difficult battles, and even the death itself he will conquer. It even seemed that another certain supreme god has been watching him from the beginning, so that he's always saving himself with another kind of ultimate goal. Beerus does not agree 100% with the ideal of all other gods due to whether or not it was not for Goku and his friends. Perhaps Universe 7, like several other universes, could not exist anymore. But in the rule of the gods, if a god turns against all other gods, all gods involved rebel against that god and eliminate it. At that moment, it was already clear that all the gods of destruction saw Goku as a target and knew that if he was not eliminated, natural catastrophe would still happen, as if it were a coincidence on Earth, and would still cause other universes not to be eliminated. If it was not for that mortal's attitudes, they would never end up suffering just like they did in a Tournament of Power. Beerus enraged all the gods. He ends up understanding the gods' decision and say that it will be done, but it will be done his way. Beerus says that he will find a way to seal Goku so that he can't escape a dimension, and make an excuse for Zeno-sama of the Great Priest, because killing the Saiyan due to the relationship he has with Zeno-sama can still create something more devastating. The gods agree. On Earth, all the Z Warriors were having fun and peaceful days with their families, while Goku and Vegeta carried out their training. Beerus appears in the middle of Goku and Vegeta's training. Goku is all happy to see Beerus and greets him with a tone of naivety. But Vegeta looks at the God of Destruction with a look of strangeness to see that the God of Destruction came to Earth alone, without Whis. Vegeta already suspected that Beerus was up to something, because most of the times that the God of Destruction appeared in Universe 7 or in Earth, it was next to his angel to take Goku and Vegeta for training or for a mission, but this time he was alone. Beerus looks at Goku and speaks.
Goku, I need you to come with me in the time chamber.
Goku, with a naive face, is happy to imagine that Beerus is wanting to train Goku. At that time, Vegeta tells Goku not to go because, unlike before, he's noticing something different about Beerus. Beerus says that Goku doesn't have any choices, that if he doesn't obey him, the whole Earth will be destroyed and he will be blamed for that. Vegeta speaks.
What is happening right now? What's going on through Beerus' head?
After the dialogue between the God of Destruction and the Saiyans, Beerus leaves Vegeta in the training place and advances with Goku in the time chamber. At the entrance of the time chamber, Goku realizes that Beerus did not want to enter and questions the reason for the decision of the God of Destruction. Beerus keeps a straight face and tells Goku to just go in. Goku starts to laugh, and then changes his face to a serious one and says that he already knew that sooner or later this would happen. He already thought it was strange when the entire Universe 9 decided to attack him in the Tournament of Power, and he already imagined that from a certain time he would be the target of the gods. Beerus continues to maintain his straight face without saying a word. Goku says that if Beerus is so sure the other gods are right, he should end Goku's existence right now, since he's such a threat, otherwise things could get worse later. Goku keeps looking at Beerus, but Beerus doesn't say a word. So Goku laughs again and says he already understands and ends up entering the time chamber. Upon entering the time chamber, he hears the sound of a huge explosion. This huge explosion destroys the entrance to the time chamber, trapping Goku. Beerus says,
"It's done."
At that moment, Vegeta appears in front of the time chamber, saying that what Beerus did was a big mistake. Even if it came from a decision chosen by several other gods, Kakarot's steps go far beyond that. A mortal who managed to activate the Ultra Instinct and impressed all other gods will never be stopped with a ceiling. Unless Beerus the Destroyer was afraid, alongside the other guys, to challenge the mortal that impressed even Zeno-sama. Beerus remains serious and replies that he has nothing to resolve with Vegeta, that what he needed to do was already done, and if he had one more thing against the Destroyer's decision, he could resolve it with him in his fists. Vegeta smiles and says that he won't need to do anything, just wait and time will tell. Beerus returns to his planet. Meanwhile, in the time chamber, an angry Goku begins to reflect and says, "It was just like that time. I remember like it was yesterday, while I was fighting Head in the Universe 6 tournament. Mr. Beerus and his brother Champa were fighting each other, saying that one would destroy the other's universe as if they were banal things. So many lives eliminated by the whims of gods. So many catastrophes occurring, and now without any obvious explanation they decide to arrest me as if I were a greater threat to everyone. This has already gone too far." Goku begins to raise his powers more and more in the time chamber and activates his Ultra Instinct. Goku from now on lives with a new goal. Now everyone will know for better or worse who I am. Everyone will know the real Son Goku. Beerus will regret not killing me. If his idea was to end me, this silly was the worst choice. Now I will get more and more powerful until the moment I can get out of here. Now it's time for revenge! Goku was at his house training when suddenly a group of 4 gods appeared. They accused Goku of having caused too much trouble in the universe and decided to punish him by imprisoning him in the time chamber. Surrounded by the gods. What's going on? What are you doing this to me? Don't lie to us, Goku. We know that you are aware of what you did, or rather, what you were going to do. But I didn't do anything. Your denial only further proves your guilt, Goku. You're aware of what you've done, and even if you haven't done anything yet, it's just a matter of time. And now you will be taken to the time chamber to face the consequences of your actions. Goku was furious and tried to fight the gods, but they were too powerful for it. Left with no choice, Goku was easily taken to the hyperbolic time chamber and locked away. Meanwhile, Beerus and Whis stop in the middle of their meal and are stunned by the feeling they just experienced. They looked at each other, trying to find an explanation of what just happened. What will it be? Whis asked. Beerus didn't respond immediately. He was trying to identify the source of the disturbance. His divine senses allowed him to detect things most beings could not perceive, and he could sense that something powerful and unknown was moving in the fabric of time and space. Finally, Beerus turned to Whis and says, I don't know, but there's something seriously wrong out there. We need to investigate, Whis. They moved together, using their divine ability to break through the barriers of time and space. As they got closer to the source of the disturbance, Beerus could feel his anger building. They locked Goku in the time chamber! He whirled, his eyes narrowing in fury. Who made this? Whis asked, trying to understand the situation. Beerus growled in response. He could sense the presence of other gods nearby, but not the gods of destruction they knew from other universes. This made him even more worried. I don't know who this is, but I have my suspicions, he said, his voice thick with menace. They continue advancing until they finally arrived at the location of the disturbance. What's going on here? Beerus asked, his voice full of anger. The gods turned to face them, but they didn't seem intimidated. They knew they had the power to fight the gods of destruction if need to be. God Champa says, we are here to punish Goku, with a malicious smile on his lips. He caused a lot of trouble in our universe, and we think he needs a lesson. Beerus couldn't believe what he was hearing. He felt like that he was talking to his brother, Champa, but there was something strange in the air. The aura wasn't the same. Something was wrong. He looked at Whis and saw the same confusion on his face. Who are you anyway? Beerus asked suspiciously. Champa looked taken aback by Beerus' quick remark. He thought that his appearance and aura were identical to the real Champa, but Beerus was able to detect the difference. The god of destruction looked directly at the fake Champa with a look of disdain and distrust. You're not my brother, Beerus said, his voice now cold and hard. Your aura is different. Who are you and what are you doing here? The fake Champa realized he had been discovered. He let out a cynical laugh before answering. You're smart, Beerus. I'm an imposter, but I'm not the real either. You look like the gods of destruction we know, but you're not them, stated Beerus. Beerus then asked Whis what the hell is going on there, and Whis explained that if he wasn't mistaken, those gods weren't from the same reality as them. That would explain why the fabric of time and reality was tearing, and he believed these lords were responsible for it. Whis explained to Beerus that there was a difference between universe and reality. He said that there were 12 known universes, but from them, there were infinite realities that unfolded in each universe. These unknown gods are not from our reality, Whis explained to Beerus. They must have come from an alternative reality in one of the 12 universes. This is why we feel the fabric of time and reality being torn apart. Beerus nodded, realizing it made sense. He knew that there were other realities where different events could happen, but he had never thought of gods from other realities entering his own reality. So what should we do? Beerus asked. "We must stop these gods from punishing Goku. They have no right to interfere with our reality, and we cannot allow that to happen." The fake Champa smirked as he saw the warrior's expressions of Beerus' face. "We've trapped Goku in a special time chamber that connects reality," he said with a superior tone. "There, no one will be able to rescue him. He's completely at our mercy now." Whis looked at the unknown gods with a serious expression on his face. "The only mystery here is why they're after Goku," he said. "What did he do to deserve being locked in a special time chamber? And why are you so determined to punish him?" The fake Champa then explained the reason behind Goku's punishment. "The problem isn't just with this version of Goku. It is with all the versions of him in any universe and reality. In all realities, one version of Goku is responsible for a universal catastrophe. He's a dangerous existence, and the greatest of them was the devourer of realities, as he was known. We are condemning all existent versions of Goku to prevent this from happening again. And in this special time chamber, where we trapped him, no one can rescue him." Whis was stunned by the revelation, while Beerus looked skeptical. "That's impossible," he said. "Goku can be a little reckless at times, but he could never do something that catastrophic." The fake Champa just shook his head. "You don't understand, Beerus. It's not just this version of Goku that's the problem. It's all versions of him, in all realities. Do you understand? He's in constant danger. He is the danger. And it's our duty to protect the existence of all universe and all realities. The doom of Goku is the only solution." Beerus was uneasy about the situation. He felt that something was wrong with the unknown gods and the situation in general. They weren't just doing a duty. They were enjoying the possibility of condemning Goku. Furthermore, the fake Champa's words made no sense to Beerus. Condemned all versions of Goku in all realities? That seemed like an exaggeration, even for someone like Beerus, who had already seen a lot of strange things in his life. As a god of destruction, of course. He knew there was something that they were keeping from him. He knew that there was something that they were keeping out from him, but he couldn't figure out what it was. The situation was getting more and more tense, and Beerus knew he needed to act fast if he wanted to save Goku. In the time chamber, Goku felt lost and alone. He was used to training in open, sunny places where he could hear the sounds of nature and feel the warmth of the sun. But in the Hall of Time, he was surrounded by darkness and silence. He began training, but soon realized that the time chamber was unlike anything he had ever experienced. The challenges were tougher and the enemies more powerful. Goku was trapped in a time chamber, a place where time passes differently than it does in the real world. He had been imprisoned there because he was considered a threat, since in many different realities a version of Goku caused destruction and chaos in transcendental emotions. However, Goku still didn't know it. Imprisoned Goku did the only thing he could do. He trained intensely, looking for a way to escape this prison. After months of training, Goku felt that he had reached a new level of power. He focused all of his ki and let it flow, pouring out all of his energy. He felt an incredible strength building within him, as if it was capable of destroying anything that stood in its way. Suddenly, the fabric of reality began to distort and tear around him, until it finally gave way completely. Goku was surprised and happy with the enormous power he had gained in such a short time, but his happiness didn't last long. When the fabric of reality breaks down, he finds himself in a completely different space. It was as if he had been transported to another dimension, in a completely strange and unfamiliar place. He looked up and saw several time chambers capsules floating in space. When he tried to fly up, he felt that there was no place without a time chamber capsule. He was confused. He had never seen anything like this before, and he had no idea how he could escape this strange place. As he flew, looking for a way out, he felt that the time capsules were everywhere. He began to wonder how this was possible, how there could be so many capsules, and how the time chambers were contained within them. He tried to fly towards one of the capsules to see what was inside, but was stopped by an incredibly strong barrier that threw him backwards. Goku was surprised. He had never encountered such a strong barrier before. Even with all his powers, Goku couldn't destroy it. Every blow he landed was reflected back at him, making him feel the impact. He knew that something important must be inside that capsule, but he couldn't get there. Determined to find out what was sleeping there, Goku focused all his energy on trying to feel it. If there was something inside the time chamber capsule. To his surprise, he felt ki extremely similar to his own. He was confused for a moment, wondering if the barrier could have reflected his own presence back at him. However, before he could think about it further, he caught the presence of another being with a similar ki to his own, hovering nearby. Goku was excited at the possibility of meeting someone. Following the person's presence, Goku wondered if this person would be able to help him or at least answer some of his questions. As he approached the mysterious figure, Goku shouted, "Hey, you! Hey!" The figure was on its back on top of a huge rock that was floating on that place. Upon hearing Goku, the figure turned around and surprised Goku. The mysterious man was the spitting image of Goku himself. The figure then says, "Amazing. Looks like I'm not the only monster around here." "Incredible! You're just like me. You're Saiyan too, right?" asked Goku. Mysterious figure said, "And who are you? How did you get here asking a bunch of questions? Say your name first, you weirdo. And who are you? How did you get here asking a bunch of questions? Say your name first, you weirdo." "But yeah, I'm a Saiyan, and apparently you are one too, right?" Goku was a little confused by the way the mysterious figure spoke, but he was excited to find someone who could help him understand what he was feeling. He then introduced himself. "I'm Goku, from Universe 7. And you?" The mysterious figure looked at Goku with an intense gaze, as if sizing him up. Goku noticed that there was something different about this figure, something he couldn't explain. Then the figure replied, "Your name is Goku. I never met someone with that name. My name is Kakarot." Goku widened his eyes in surprise. "Really? That's my second name too," he said, shaking his head. "Interesting. You must have a great life story," introduced Kakarot, with a smile on his face. Goku couldn't help but smile too, but his expression soon changed to a more heartfelt one as he remembered why he was there. "Ah, Kakarot, I have something funny to say. I have no idea what's going on. Could you explain to me, what's happening?" asked Goku, sincerely confused by the situation he found himself in. Kakarot looked even more surprised. "Hey, you don't know?" Goku shook his head. "I have no idea. Nobody told me anything. I was trapped in one of those capsules. I don't know how else these capsules are like in the time chamber," explained Goku, looking at Kakarot. Kakarot said, "I see. So you'd know absolutely nothing," he said in a worried manner. "In that case, the first thing you should know is that I am you and you are me from a parallel reality. A reality that is not separate by either time or space. It's a new dimension mirrored by another dimension, mirrored by another dimension, and so on. And that's how we all originated," Kakarot explained, glaring at Goku. Goku was stunned by Kakarot's explanation. It was hard to understand, but he knew he had to trust him since he was the only clue he had as to what's going on. "And the second thing?" he asked, eager for more information. "We are being haunted by several gods in different realities. At some point, some Goku or Kakarot, that is, whatever the name of this other version of us is, will be captured and imprisoned in a capsule with temporal rooms," said Kakarot, his expression becoming more serious. Goku was completely stunned by Kakarot's words, but at the same time he felt a strange animation inside him. He had never imagined that there would be so many gods behind him and his other versions. How's that even possible? Why are we even being hunted? Kakarot realized Goku's confusion and explained, "Several versions of us have already caused imaginable catastrophes. We were classified as a threat at the level of the Great Senno-sama. The gods decided to hunt us all down because worse than a god of destruction is a god of antimatter. Someone who can erase life like it's nothing. A version of us, they call that." Goku was shocked by the revelation, but he also felt a twinge of pride. "So you mean our potential for evolution surpasses the gods and that's why they're afraid of us?" asked Goku. "Exactly," replied Kakarot excitedly. "And even now you still don't realize what you've done, do you?" asked Kakarot. I don't understand anything. What did I do?" Kakarot looked at Goku in awe and said, "You have great potential, my friend. Anyone who escapes the capsule is no longer the same." I still don't understand.
You just escaped from a capsule that imprisoned you in a temporal chamber made to punish angels and even rebellious gods. At that moment, you overcome a pseudo-god of destruction, maybe even clash with an angel, explained Kakarot. Goku looked at Kakarot in surprise. He couldn't believe he had so much power inside him, but then a feeling of dread began to build in his chest. If the gods were hunting them all down, that meant he wasn't safe anywhere. Goku looked at Kakarot in surprise. He asked him how they were going to seek to evolve with the gods all the time behind them. We won't be safe anywhere, pointed Goku. Kakarot hesitated before answering Goku, but he finally said, yes and no. We're safe, but our other versions are still being hunted. He sighed, thinking of the challenges they still lay ahead. Our problems now are no longer the gods. After all, we've already been captured. But we only managed to get past the first problem. There are still other challenges to return to our reality. Goku looked at Kakarot worried and asked, and in the second problem, are we alone? Kakarot shook his head. No, we're not alone. There are many of us scattered around, all looking for a way to increase our power and escape from here. Kakarot looked thoughtful before adding, I heard that a version of us has been causing a lot of trouble for the gods outside. This version was the first to escape the time chamber. It became known as a devourer of life or god of antimatter. He simply ended all traces of existing life by escaping from prison. Because of this, the gods decided to make a new layer of protective barrier to prevent other possible versions of us from escaping. We will have to do much more than that. We will have to do much more than just escaping the capsule. It will be something new and unprecedented. Goku was impressed by the story. This guy must be amazing. I'd like to fight him one day, he said, his expression determined. Kakarot agreed. He must be, but we have to focus on getting out of here first. Then we can think about challenging the Life Eater. Goku nodded, agreeing with his friend. Of course, we need a plan first. But the idea of finding someone that strong is exciting. As they were talking, a mysterious figure approached. It was a version of Vegeta they had never seen before. He had a somber air and appeared to be in a state of deep meditation. Kakarot and Goku were surprised to see him, but decided to approach him to try and find out more about his history and his quest to escape that place. They approached carefully, trying not to disturb Vegeta's concentration. Hey, who are you? Asked Goku, trying to get Vegeta's attention. Vegeta opened his eyes slowly, and his expression turned into a mixture of anger and disbelief. I am the great King Vegeta, of course. How did you not realize that before? Kakarot took a step forward, trying to defuse the situation. Sorry, we didn't mean to offend you. We're just trying to escape this place and wanted to know if you had any information that could help us. Vegeta looked hesitant to share anything with them.
I don't trust you. I don't know if you're our friends or enemies.
Goku was in a state of confusion as he saw a version of Vegeta in front of him. He had thought that that place would only be inhabited by versions of him. But to his surprise, there was also a version of his eternal rival. Kakarot, for his part, was also surprised and stated that he had never seen any other version of Vegeta in his travels and wanderings in this world they were trapped in. In addition, Kakarot said that he never imagined that Prince Vegeta could be a king in any reality, because in his reality Vegeta always preached peace and was so meek and calm that he was a fiasco as a Saiyan warrior. This statement left Goku even more confused, as in his reality Vegeta was known as a Chaos Wrangler and a powerful Saiyan warrior. Faced with the contradiction between the two realities, Goku questioned Kakarot if he was serious, stating that it was almost unimaginable for him to think of Vegeta as a pacifist. However, the version of Vegeta present in that reality got irritated with their conversation and told them not to compare him with this pathetic version they had of him. Vegeta's presence in another reality, especially as a pacifist, was something difficult for Goku to understand, who had always known Vegeta as a fierce warrior and a constant antagonist in his battles. Kakarot's statement about Vegeta's personality in his reality seemed almost absurd to Goku, who was used to fighting the Saiyan Prince in his own reality. The conversation with the version of Vegeta present in that reality left Goku and Kakarot thoughtful for a few seconds and curious about the different versions of themselves and their friends that could exist in other realities. They began to question themselves about how the choices and decisions they have made in their own realities could have led to different outcomes in other realities. The experience of meeting a different version of a familiar character was a new experience for both Goku and Kakarot. They realized that the multiverse was vaster and more complex than they had previously imagined, and that there were countless possibilities and realities that they had not yet explored. The conversation with the version of Vegeta present there had made them more humble and curious about other realities that they still didn't know, and it opened their minds to a new understanding that would make all the difference in their near future. During Goku, Kakarot, and Vegeta's conversation, dark and lifeless beings approached them, ready for direct combat. They physically resembled Goku, wearing black masks and black clothes. They looked empty, without any life. Three warriors realized that there was something strange about these beings and prepared for battle. However, they were weak, and Goku made no effort to finish them off. The battle was not difficult and was over in a few moments. Upon starting combat, Goku showed a small portion of his power, just to warm up and prepare for more difficult battles. This served to impress everyone there, including Vegeta, who was amazed at Goku's power. Kakarot, upon seeing the power emanating from Goku, thought to himself, "That's a third of his power? Impressive, and I'll challenge him." Meanwhile, Vegeta felt inferior. He considered himself incredibly powerful, but he realized that in just that one small battle, the version he knew of Kakarot wasn't even close to a third of Goku's power. Vegeta's facial expressions changed to a mixture of surprise and admiration. There was respect and maturity that we didn't know expressed in his gaze. Kakarot was visibly perplexed by the appearance of the dark and lifeless beings that attacked them. With a confused expression, he asked Goku where these beings were and if he had seen anything similar before. Goku shook his head, saying that he had never seen anything like this. Vegeta, who seemed less surprised by the situation, explained that these beings were common in that place, and that they always appeared suddenly. They are not strong and do not have battle intelligence. It is as if they were lifeless dolls following orders, but their origin was still unknown. Meanwhile, the beings' bodies began to dissipate, turning into dust. Unfortunately, this prevented any kind of more detailed investigation into the origin of these mysterious beings. Goku sighed and commented that there seemed to be more questions than answers in that place. He looked around, taking in the desolate landscape and dark, unsettling space. It was like they were in a completely different world that they were used to. Kakarot, for his part, seemed excited at the prospect of new challenges and adventures. He turned to Goku and said with a smile on his face, "Well, at least we're not going to get bored here, are we?" However, Vegeta remained silent and seemed to be mulling something over in silence. His expression was serious and concentrated, as if he was analyzing every detail of his surroundings. Universe 7, Frieza's ship. After all the battles that took place between Goku and Vegeta against the enemies that appeared in Universe 7, Frieza surprised everyone by showing the transformation that surpassed the power of Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego, the Black Frieza form. The warrior who transcends the power of all is born, the tyrant of the cold race. Black Frieza appears. Frieza on his ship says, "It seems that all of you, my subordinates, are now seeing the most powerful being in the universe. I had to train in another dimension to reach this level of strength. But I already knew that this would be possible. After all, since I was a little boy, I've always been a prodigy." The powers I showed, the skills I got, were totally incredible. Even for my race, everyone who appeared there and who had great energy could not overcome my powers. My own father believed in me too much. He knew I would be king of my entire race. But I always knew that because we're all crafty, we couldn't trust anyone. So I decided to go my own way. About my race, I'll get into that later. But when I became an emperor of the universe, I knew that the future still held out for me to become a god. I always believed that I would be superior to everything. Until those damn Saiyans came along. When they appeared, they left me very furious and very angry. A rumor of the legendary Super Saiyan who could wipe out anything or anyone, and that they were the most powerful race in the universe made me sick. That would be a shame, because I, as Emperor of the Universe, would have to be the most powerful thing. Beerus, the god of destruction, trusted me. He said that the more planets I destroyed, the more I freed him from having to do his job. So I could never accept those Saiyans believed that he could become my powers. Until the day that damn Bardock, before being eliminated, spoke about Goku. Time went by and the battle happened that Goku turned into a Super Saiyan. The only reason he beat me in that fight was that I was born with these powers, so I never thought I should train. But the world ends up changing. Soon after I was brought back to life, but I still reached my golden form. I should have trained more. Turns out, those Saiyans have been training for years. I seem to have already decided that my race will indeed be the rival. But now, after having trained her in the empty dimension, it seems that my powers have become gigantically greater. I feel like no one could ever defeat me. Looks like it's time for me to start acting. It's time to put my plan into action. At that moment, Frieza's subordinate looks on and says, "Great Majesty Frieza, does that mean then that the relocation plan will start now? I confess that I'm very anxious for you to make all your dreams come true. I knew you could do amazing things. We always waited for you here. I'm sure now begins his reign over the entire universe. We will make your Majesty actually become the Emperor, or maybe even a god. Let's get Zeno-sama's powers. Our Great Majesty is incredible. We've been waiting for a long time for this moment." Frieza closes his face a little and says, "Shut up. At no point did I ask for your opinion. I need to think very carefully how we're going to act. For a long time, I was thinking that I could become happier if I become mortal, or thinking about the wish I should ask for the Dragon Balls. The time went by and I realized that maybe that wasn't all that mattered. Perhaps there were some more important things within that subject, but in the end, I managed to reach my goal. I want to be the one who transcends everything and transcends everyone. But before that, I can't forget those who have already brought me to big heartache. Saiyans and Earthlings. I still have matters to attend to with you. I will teach each of you a lesson, and then I will start my plan." What will Frieza's plan be? What does Frieza really want to show? The Emperor of the Universe, the one who never gives up and has the potential of the most powerful warrior, appears. At one point, we said that maybe there was a being even more powerful than Frieza, and that being was not about Goku. Planet Beerus. Goku, using his Ultra Instinct alongside Vegeta with his Ultra Ego, continue to carry out their training. At that time, Goku begins to show great abilities. Beerus watches Goku and Vegeta training him. He felt that something catastrophic was yet to happen. The battle is getting more and more intriguing. Goku says, "Vegeta, we need to get a lot stronger. It seems that no matter how much we train, there are always powerful guys. You've seen the power of Granola and the power of Gas himself. We've been through some bad times, but I know that we will be able to show even better performance. I'm sure once I master all the 100% of Ultra Instinct, I'll be able to achieve a whole new transformation." Vegeta watches and speaks.
Don't get so cocky, Kakarot. I will still be able to show skills much more powerful than you. I'm the Prince of all Saiyans. My Ultra Ego was about to defeat those guys, but I had just learned this transformation and I'm still learning how to deal with it. Maybe we should do another type of training. I feel that at any moment a powerful enemy can appear to invade our universe.
At that moment, Beerus observes everything. Whis looks and talks.
It seems like that Mr. Goku and Mr. Vegeta never get tired of training. They really want to get stronger so they can bring balance to Universe 7. After all, we need powerful warriors. If we stop to analyze and see everything that ended up happening, we can already understand that the battles can get more and more complex. We don't know who will be the next enemy, who will want to end everything. They are really very interesting points for us to analyze, but we still need to think. What will await us?
During these times, Beerus observes and speaks.
It seems that this Universe 7 always comes into conflict. At any moment we can expect a new threat because we wouldn't know what the difference between good would be if there were no evil, would we? So these are things that should happen. Planet being destroyed, others being created, some wanting to kill and others fighting for life. That's how things work.
At that moment, Frieza's ship lands on the planet Beerus. Beerus looks at Frieza. Whis smiles and Vegeta makes an angry face. Goku just watches. Frieza in his normal transformation says, "Wow. Forgive me, Lord Beerus, for entering your planet like this, especially without your permission." Beerus gets serious and says,
Do you want to get a race now? Why did you come here for? I did not authorize you to enter this place.
Whis, Vegeta, and Beerus look at Frieza with a questioning expression. What does Frieza want here? At that moment, Goku says, "Cool, if you want to fight, know that we won't go easy on you. Even though you've shown that new power, we're going to resolve this situation right now, whatever the cost." At that moment, Frieza smiles at Goku and says, "Oh, don't be like that, you pathetic fool. I just want to invite you. Come train with me in the same galaxy where I trained. There, time passes very slowly, and I can torture you endlessly. There's a little similar to that time chamber you have in Kami-sama's time. But the training, I assure you, is much more arduous. I am not a threat to you today. If yet, I would have also attacked you by now. I have other plans. Accept and come with me, Goku. If you want, you can come with me too, Vegeta." At that moment, Vegeta says,
I would never go anywhere with you, you damn worm! Kakarot is not crazy to accept something from you! You're the last person on Earth we would ever trust! You destroyed our planet! Trying to kill everyone! Who do you think you are, Frieza? Don't think that just because you fought in the Tournament of Power we have forgotten the barbarities you committed! I'll finish off now, and right here!
At that moment, Goku watches and speaks. "Oh, no, Vegeta, let's give Frieza a vote of confidence. Well, Frieza, I'll go with you. I really want to see how far your power can reach." Everyone looks and says, "Goku, you must be crazy." At that moment, Frieza smiles and says, "Well done, Goku. You will really like what you'll see." Frieza activates his black form. At that moment, Whis and Beerus are impressed. Beerus is shocked and says,
What? He even managed to get stronger. Does this guy really still want to take my God of Destruction place? Don't think it will be that easy, Frieza. I'll erase you from existence right now.
Frieza watches and speaks. "You don't need to worry about that, Lord Beerus. Just like I said, my objectives are different now. I have no problems with you. It's okay. Please. No, I don't have any problems with you. It's okay. Please, relax." At that moment, Vegeta is watching Goku. Frieza and Goku leave planet Beerus. Vegeta doesn't trust Frieza. Whis says, "Calm down now, Mr. Vegeta. You are here. If Frieza plans something against Mr. Goku, you already know that you will get much stronger to solve it." Empty galaxy. Goku and Frieza land in the empty galaxy. Goku says, "Frieza, this place looks a lot like the time chamber, but it's much darker here. So it's very interesting. So, does that mean that the two of us are going to fight now to start our training?" "So, okay, let's start." At that moment, Frieza smiles and says, "Good Goku, you fool. Stay here for a while. I'll come back later to check how things are going. I have unfinished business on other planets to resolve." Goku says, "What, Frieza? Are you going to arrest me here? You damn thing! You never get it right! I'll come back and get you!" Frieza laughs and speaks. "It's no use. I'll be back soon. Or maybe I'll forget to come back. See you later or never, Son Goku." Black Frieza traps Goku in the empty dimension. No one expected this one, or in fact, everyone already expected it. Goku was tricked once again by Frieza. Goku in the empty dimension says, I can't believe Frieza left me here. This place is totally different from the time chamber. In the time chamber, I would be able to create a barrier or a portal and I would be able to get out of it. But this dimension is totally different. I don't even know what galaxy this is. I can't feel any energy or any other being. Damn it, Frieza! I promised if I get out of here, I'll finish off once and for all! I'll never accept what's happening again! At that moment, Goku is trying to understand what he will do in the face of everything that had happened. Once again, Goku was tricked by Frieza. Universe 7, Frieza's ship. Frieza talks to his subordinates. It seems that these Saiyans, especially Goku, what he has the strength he has in stupidity. No matter how many times I say it, his naivety is too great. But he was very lucky that at this moment I don't want to end him. I have some plans that will go far beyond all that. First, I needed Goku, now also Shenron. But I don't want to take his body. After all, my power is increasing more and more. But there's one thing I still need to do. At that moment, everyone wonders what Frieza's true goal is. What does Frieza really want to do? Goku is days inside the empty dimension. Goku starts to get hungry. Days and days go by. Goku decides to start his training. Even his beard starts to grow. Goku is in a critical situation. At that moment when Goku was all blown up, Frieza appears again in the empty dimension and says, "Oh my, you're in a deplorable state, Goku. I should have guessed that the Saiyans don't seem to think. They are just mindless animals, monkeys that think only of fighting. They don't use any intelligence. This is totally surreal." At that time, Goku watches and says, "Frieza, you scoundrel! I'm going to finish you off now! Frieza, you scoundrel! I'll finish you off now!" Goku activates his Ultra Instinct, but in a short instant, Frieza activates his black form and hits him with a punch. Goku with his Ultra Instinct can't fight Frieza. Frieza's powers are much greater. At that moment, Frieza smiles and says, "Calm down. At least now I have no intention of killing you. I just invited you here to train. Don't you want to get stronger? I said maybe I'd come back, and I came back. I'm here. So let me introduce you to a little bit of the empty dimension. Just know that you are not the only being existing in this dimension." Goku questions and says, "What are you talking about, Frieza? What do you mean by that? I am not the only one here in this dimension? Doesn't make any sense." At that moment, Frieza says, "Right after the Tournament of Power ended, there were some mortals, mainly from Universe 11, who made me go through a lot of embarrassing situations. My anger towards those mortals managed to be even greater than all the anger I had towards the Saiyans. After all, the Saiyans never heard my fighting spirit. But by the way, those warriors from Universe 11 completely disrespected me. These beings thought they were far superior to me, the Emperor of the Universe. I'm going to solve a situation with them. But first, all I need to know is if I'm in the level of a god of destruction. I will have to visit Beerus again. I'll ask for a little battle and let him test my powers. Many things will happen, just know that, Son Goku. I have many plans to be carried out. A tyrant's revenge can never be simple revenge. I still need to accomplish many interesting things. Do you understand, monkey?" Goku watches and speaks. "What are you wanting to do, Frieza? What is your real goal? Why do you want me to train here? I cannot understand you." Frieza laughs and says, "You see, Goku, if you don't know, before I met him, he had never been defeated by anyone. I believed that I was the most powerful being in the universe. I had never had some kind of training. I always showed great skills and latent power until the moment you Saiyans came along. I always knew they would cause me big trouble. You, right after fighting the beings of my army, you came to me. The moment you fought with me, things were more complicated. At first, I had a lot more power than you. Until a moment I didn't understand how you managed to transform into a Super Saiyan. Soon after I had to fight against Vegeta's son that I eliminated, and everything that happened ended up showing a much better performance. I really couldn't wait to get powerful. My thirst for revenge made me do things without thinking. But that was it. That's what you showed me without realizing it. At first, I couldn't understand it well. But now, I see it more clearly. What I really want was to get stronger. There was a need for you to show a different performance. All the times I saw you getting stronger, I couldn't see that my body still managed to raise my energy even more. In this way, I achieved my Black Frieza form by humbling all the powers of Higher Instinct and Ultra Ego. Have you ever wondered at what moment will you become stronger than Beerus? Isn't it strange to imagine that there are beings in the world superior to you? I don't know if you've noticed this, but all this revolution will start now. Well, Goku. I hope you know that within this empty dimension there are many powerful beings. I don't know her completely myself, so your task will be to find out what lies in the depths of the unknown dimension. I got to fight some beings here before. In several moments I thought I was going to die until the moment my strength was the least. At that time, I discovered that I would really get stronger. When I thought I had beaten them, they came back. There are rumors that there are beings superior to the gods of destruction here. And if any of them escaped, the entire universe would be destroyed. So I hope you know how to deal with that as time goes and things will get even more complicated for you. Goku is shocked and speaks.
Hey, Frieza! Will you leave me here again? Stop it, Frieza! Don't leave me here!
At that moment, Frieza again starts to laugh and leaves the empty dimension. Planet Beerus. Beerus, Whis, and Vegeta keep wondering what was going on with Goku. Days had passed and no sign of the Saiyan. Vegeta speaks.
These guys can only be kidding! How can Kakarot be so dumb as to trust Frieza one more time? Frieza will never be trusted! I can't imagine how this guy's so naive!
Vegeta activates his Ultra Ego and says,
I will be able to show the greatest performance against all beings that appear! I don't care what happens, Mr. Beerus! I want to learn the Suprema Kai technique! I won't accept that beings like Frieza keep showing up around here! Come on, Beerus! Let's start our training!
At that moment, Whis observes and speaks.
Look, before we start our training, Mr. Vegeta, we'll have to deal with someone who's been watching us around here.
At that moment, Frieza in his black form appears. Vegeta speaks.
Frieza, you worm! What are you doing here? Where's Kakarot? I knew he shouldn't have trusted you, but enough! This will be the end of it!
At the moment when Vegeta is going to attack Frieza, Vegeta is hurled away on the planet Beerus by Frieza himself. Frieza speaks. Vegeta, don't be so inconvenient. I didn't come here to fight you. I came here just to make a wish for you. Mr. Beerus, grant me a fight just so I can test my powers. At that moment, Whis laughs and Beerus gets angry and says,
Who do you think you are, you mediocre tyrant? Who do you think you're talking to? You will never be able to defeat me. What you did to Goku doesn't matter. If you want to fight me, I won't let it go. Know that you are defying the God of Destruction of the Universe 7, and with that you will be eliminated.
Frieza starts to laugh in a totally sly way and says, Well done, Mr. Beerus. So let's start this battle! I confess that I want to test my powers and find out if in fact the God of Destruction of Universe 7 is that powerful. You were always in my plans. I always thought about fighting you, but back then I knew our power distance was light years away. But it always remained my mind to dethrone the God of Destruction. But know that I have no desire to be a God of Destruction. After all, the gods of destruction are just mere doormats for the angels and Zeno-sama. I want to get to the top. After all, I am the true Emperor. At that moment, the planet Beerus begins to shake. Frieza is surprised by everything that has been shown. Vegeta is watching next to Whis. Enraged, Beerus says,
"Now you managed to piss me off, Frieza! You will regret word for word for what you said! You will come to know the power of Beerus, the destroyer of Universe 7, and understand why Zeno-sama and the Great Priest entrusted me with this job!"
Black Frieza continues to create several tricks to carry out his plan, which until now is a mystery. Black Frieza said that he wants to reign over everything and everyone. It seemed that now he feels that there are no more threats that can defeat him. What did this 10-year training in the Void Dimension do to Frieza? Frieza trapped Goku in the Empty Dimension and at the same time went to the planet Beerus in Universe 7 to ask him to test his powers. Seems like things are literally getting too complicated. Frieza on the planet Beerus. Beerus was already enraged at the words Frieza said. He said that Beerus was just a doormat for the angels and Zeno-sama. Beerus gets angry and says,
"Frieza, get ready! I swear I won't forgive you! I've always trusted you to destroy planets for me! Never in several years have I seen you so cocky! Do you think that because you did some 10 years of training and achieved a new transformation, you can defeat me now? I, the God of Destruction of Universe 7, I hope you know that I have been around for millennia of years, and my training was the hardest of all. Now receive my Hakai!"
Frieza receives Hakai power from Beerus. Whis and Vegeta are watching what was happening at that time. Frieza starts screaming in pain. It looked like the tyrant of Universe 7 had already been defeated. In a few moments, we heard a laugh. Frieza looks at Beerus and starts talking. "I know this energy. This energy was not meant to kill me, Beerus-sama. This power is still very weak. If it's what you really want, fight it seriously. Don't toy with me. Show me your true power." Frieza discards Beerus' Hakai and activates his golden form. Beerus starts to smile and speaks.
"Which means you're really ready for a fight. Very good. As much as I hate you, Frieza, I am much more excited to fight you. Then let's start."
Empty Dimension. Goku finds himself day after day in the Empty Dimension where time passed in a totally different way than in normal reality. Goku began to perform various trainings. Goku says,
This can only be a joke. That scoundrel Frieza never gets along. It doesn't make any sense. If he didn't want to end up with me, why did he put me here in this dimension? There are only two possibilities. One, that he really believed I could become much more powerful and maybe he wants to face me in the future. Or he really thinks I'll never get out of here. And that one day I would accept to do some atrocity for him. But that is impossible. I would die. But I would never ally myself with Frieza. I need to get out of here soon. I don't know what's going on in the outside world. What went through my head? Damn it! Why did I agree to go alone somewhere with Frieza after all he's done? By the tournament of power, it looked like he had at least gotten a little better. When we fought Broly, he even held back for a moment. I can't believe it. You'll pay me, Frieza!
Goku spends some time training his Ultra Instinct. More days pass, and Goku starts walking through the Empty Dimension. Dark begins to appear. Goku is impressed and says,
"Really, what Frieza said was true. There are the beings here. It looks like this is going to be more complicated than I thought. So that means I have to fight these guys I've never seen before. The powers of these beings."
Goku's Ultra Instinct energy starts to be reduced. Goku was amazed until he realized that the beings that he had appeared there managed to steal the energy of the gods. Goku says,
"What is this? Huh? I cannot give up. If these guys steal my energy here, I'll be dead for sure. After all, I don't have any senzu beans and nobody here to heal me. Even I don't even know where Frieza Rascal is. Damn it!"
Goku transforms into his mastered Ultra Instinct and manages to dodge the dark beings that were appearing there. Goku explodes his energy and attacks all the demons that were there. Goku watches and speaks.
"Look
Let's see what you can do against me! You won't be able to defeat me with your latent power! Show me who you are! A being very similar to the body of a Saiyan, but very dark looks at Goku and says, "So that means you were able to detect my shadow energy. You must not be just any being. I don't think you know this dimension. There are quiet places here in it, and there are totally dark places. You have a pure heart. You should never have come here. The energy of self-movement fascinates me. It feels like I'm stealing the power of the angels. Frieza came this far. At first I was going to finish him off, but his sense of revenge and the evil in his heart was so great that it ended up teaching him the black transformation. That power really was incredible. Just remembering it makes me laugh. It must have been really funny, all the power he got during all those 10 years. He must, by the way, have beaten up all the weaklings in those universes. He said he would bring a very powerful mortal for me to eliminate. I believe it's you. Say your name before you die." Goku observes the being that looked there, and he didn't understand who it was. Goku says, "My name's Goku, and I'm the Saiyan of Universe 7. And I hope you don't think you're going to end up with me here. I told Frieza I was getting out of here, and I'm going to take out anyone who gets in my way. I need to save everyone. Frieza promised me that he would train me, but since in front of me is the guy who managed to show Frieza how to get new powers, so I believe if I end with you here and now, it will be all over. I'll be able to find a way to go straight back to Universe 7. Goku starts to fight against the unknown being of darkness. What actually happened for the being of darkness to have trained Frieza? What is Frieza planning in the face of all this? Planet Beerus. Beerus and Frieza begin to exchange several punches. Vegeta is watching and saying, "This Frieza is no good. I will finish this guy myself. He caught me off guard in that moment." Whis then says,
This seems to be a bit odd. After all, I was the one who revived Frieza when the Tournament of Power ended. So does that mean he really still wanted to rebel against everyone? But I don't see a thirst of revenge in him fighting Mr. Beerus. It seems he wants to test his true powers. And why did he put Lord Goku right in that dimension? I learned that a while ago, that there was a dimension where several renegade dark beings possessed extremely high powers. Powers that were still superior to those of God of Destruction, and some even reached the energy of angels. Does Frieza really want to test his strength to see if he can outrun Mr. Beerus to try and fight some of these deities directly? This seems like it makes a lot more sense to me. It could mean that Frieza just really wanted to test his energy.
Beerus injects some of the Hakai energy into his body and starts throwing several punches at Frieza. Frieza is thrown away. Frieza starts to laugh and says, "It seems that his powers are indeed incredible. I can't imagine a being that can defeat him. You really always end up showing totally different abilities and powers so far greater than I could imagine. So that's how it is. I need to do my best." Frieza activates his black form. The moment Frieza activates his black form, the battle begins to take a new turn. Frieza goes on the offensive and lands several hits very easily on Beerus the Destroyer. The more hits Beerus receives, the happier he is in battle. Everything looked weird. Vegeta, from the moment he begins to observe the blows being launched on Beerus, Vegeta already understood what happened. Whis watches and speaks.
So does that mean you already noticed too, Mr. Vegeta? Mr. Beerus just letting Frieza hit him to make his Ultra Ego more powerful.
The moment Frieza hits Beerus in multiple ways, Frieza says, "Looks like you're weak, Beerus-sama! You haven't trained for a moment! Now you will be surpassed by the current generation of warriors! Goodbye, Lord Beerus!" Frieza lands his final blow on Beerus. Beerus starts laughing and flinches Frieza away. His Ultra Ego Fury had already been unleashed. Frieza is startled and Beerus says, "You've already annoyed me, Frieza. I don't know what you did to Goku, but then we'll find him. And now, this will be our end! Receive my energy of destruction, Hakai!" Frieza, startled out of nowhere, starts to smile. Frieza says, "Good. It looks like it didn't work. Time to carry out my plan B." When Beerus looked like he was going to defeat Frieza, Beerus kneels down with a great pain in his stomach. Beerus says,
What is this? It's not possible! I didn't understand what is happening! This is not possible! What did you do to me, Frieza?
Whis and Vegeta are startled. Frieza starts to laugh and says, Good. The only thing I accomplished here was simply use my army to invade the Heavenly Temple where the Kaioshins of Universe 7 are. I heard in a tournament of power that if the Kaioshin was killed, the God of Destruction would be too. But do not worry. I didn't order the Kaioshins to be killed. I didn't order my army to kill him yet. We just left him in a crucial state. Isn't that right, Mr. Lord Beerus? If you decide to attack me now, you will simply die, because there are already orders for my army to eliminate the Kaioshins in case something happens to me here. He observes and speaks.
Oh, this is getting a little dirty. But at the same time, it's really good. So that means Frieza planned it all.
Frieza observes and speaks. I have no intentions of killing him or doing anything here, Beerus-sama. But I needed to test my powers. Know that I didn't use all my strength, but I really confess that still the powers of the gods of destruction are incredible. Glad there is a small flaw. Mr. Whis, I'm going to ask you to take me to Universe 11 right now. I have business there. Soon after I will return to Universe 7, so don't worry. I won't cause such a mess. Whis observes and speaks.
Looks like I don't have much of a choice, do I? I'll have to send the Dimensional Cube to Frieza to go to Universe 11. Otherwise, he'll kill you, Mr. Beerus.
Beerus watches and speaks.
How embarrassing! I can't believe this is happening!
Moments pass. Did Frieza manage to carry out part of his plan? At that time, Frieza is teleported to Universe 11 by Whis. Frieza comes to Universe 11 and says, Looks like that God of Destruction, Jiren and Toppo are here. Good. Everyone who humiliated me in the Tournament of Power in this universe. I think it's time to deal with them. Goku, Vegeta, and Whis are looking at each other and the atmosphere is tense. An energy of misunderstanding hangs in the air, and Goku is furious. Goku says, We're not toys to be sent around. We're taking risk whenever the gods will so. I made up my mind. I will overcome them all, and in this way I will be free. I will free all mortals. Vegeta is impressed with Goku's attitude and can't believe what he just heard, but enters in the middle of discussion and says,
Well, I don't really identify with Kakarot at all, but this time he's right. Whenever something happens to the gods, mortals pay the price. This cannot happen anymore.
Goku then continues to say, Mr. Whis, I will leave now, and when you meet Mr. Beerus, say so, that soon I will face him, and it will be for the last time. Goku looks at Vegeta and says, Let's go, Vegeta. Vegeta responds,
Don't give me orders, you insect.
Vegeta touches Goku's shoulder, who concentrates and teleports back to Earth. Arriving there, Goku sees Gohan and the others, and everyone runs to hug Goku and Vegeta. But Vegeta doesn't want to hear about hugs and turns around, crossing his arms, and simply says,
All right, just don't come pissing me off.
At this point, Gohan starts to tell about all the adventures they had while they were away, and Goku can hardly believe it all. Vegeta is surprised to hear the stories and says,
I can't believe Bulma turned into a Super Saiyan. It's dangerous, Bulma.
Bulma approaches Vegeta and says, Don't talk to your wife like that. You who disappeared and now you come with that poker face wanting to teach a moral lesson. Can you explain where you've been all this time? Vegeta then explained everything that had happened while Gohan and the others watched and listened, along with Goku. And then Bulma starts talking. So it means you were prized. And you still have the nerve to fight me? You're a delinquent, Vegeta. I don't believe in such a thing. Don't come closer to me. No, don't come closer. No. Vegeta, after being scolded by his wife, is completely embarrassed and tries to explain himself.
Bulma, no, it's not my fault. It was Kakarot's fault, this imbecile.
And this discussion goes on for quite some time, until tempers begins to calm down again. And then after explaining, Goku is extremely upset with the position of the gods and says,
Guys,
We can no longer accept what the gods do, and I decided that I would travel the universes and recruit the warriors who want to face the gods with me. Ever since I got the powers of a god killer, I have doubts whether or not to face the gods. But now I've decided there's no other alternative. Gohan approaches and says, "But Dad, if you start fighting the gods, it could cause a war that would end all the universes." And Goku responds, "I know, my son, but there's no other way. If we don't fight at some point, all universes will suffer. There's only one choice we have. And now I have powers to stop the gods." Gohan tries to say, "But Dad, we should think of another one." Goku stops him and says, "Don't worry, none of you need a fight. This is a journey I will walk alone." Everyone is extremely worried, and Vegeta says, "Kakarot, what if no one wants to join you?" Goku then responds, "As I said, Vegeta, this is a path that I will walk alone if necessary. We can no longer lower our heads and simply obey. The only thing I ask is that you protect the Earth in the meantime." Vegeta then responds, "This time I won't go with you, otherwise Bulma will get even more mad. But I hope you make it." Goku then confidently says, "I'll find a way." Gohan, still dissatisfied, says, "Dad, I think you should think better about this." Goku slaps Gohan on the shoulder and says, "You don't have to worry if something happens to me. I still have you and Goten to take care of your mother, right?" At this point, Gohan lowers his head and says, "It's okay, Dad. Good luck in your journey." Goku then uses his teleportation and disappears. As Beerus has not returned yet, Goku's first target would be the nearest universe. After all, there were also a destroyer god Champa, Beerus' brother. Goku had learned to use his god killer power to travel between universes without difficulty, so he could transition between one and other universe, and in this way, Goku decides to go to Universe 6. Meanwhile, in Champa's palace, we see Vados watching as Champa eats hundreds of bowls of food that he had gone to planet Earth from his universe to fetch. And Vados tries to warn him by saying, "Mr. Champa, if you keep eating like this, you end up exploding." Champa then says, "Shut up, woman!" He soon brings another bowl. Vados obeys and sees that there is no point of warning him, and so he goes on for a while. Meanwhile, we can observe a small planet where Goku had just arrived. He wanted to meet someone he knew, but he could feel the presence, but he could not locate it. In the distance, we see Hit watching, and then Hit says, "Why do I feel Goku's ki? What are you doing here, Goku? Do you want to fight me again?" How interesting. I think I'll ask in person. Goku walks across that plain until he hears a familiar voice. "Hey, Son Goku. How long has it been?" Goku looks to the side and answers, "At last I found you." Hit then comes over and asks, "What are you doing here? Came here to fight me again? Another round that you would like to lose?" Goku responds, "Actually, I came here to fight your god of destruction." Hit then says, "Oh, I understand. So you finally decided to become a god hunter, have you? Oh, I see. So you decided to become a bounty hunter like me, have you?" Goku responds, "That's not it. Just tell me how to find him, and stay out of my way." That didn't even look like the Goku we know anymore. The coldness and anger in his gaze made him dangerous and unpredictable. Hit responds, "You changed, Goku. But as it is, I think I owe you one. I'll tell you how to find him. Just travel to the center of the universe. When you're there, concentrate and try to feel the energy of destruction. If you find it, you'll know you found Champa." Goku responds, "Thanks. I'll be right then." Later, Goku says goodbye to Hit, and they go towards their destination. Goku arrives at the center of the universe, and there he begins to meditate, to concentrate until he feels the energy of destruction and then go towards it. Arriving there, he finds Vados, and when he sees Goku, Vados asks, "What are you doing here, Goku?" Goku responds, "I came to defeat Champa." Vados says, "He is sleeping. I can help with anything." Goku responds, "Wake him up." And then seeing how serious Goku is, Vados decides to do as he asks. Champa wakes up furious and runs towards Goku to find out what was going on, and when he gets there, Goku starts to say, "You arrogant gods! You don't understand how to value the power they have, and that's why I'm here, to correct your transgressions like gods. Champa is furious and wants to go after Goku. Vados then says,
Mr. Champa, you better watch out. There's something different with his eyes.
Goku then says, Vados, take us to a place where we can fight. Vados then hits her staff on the ground and teleports the two to the empty world. And so the two are face to face. Champa asks, what do you want? Goku responds with a smile on his face. I want to defeat you. Just that. Champa laughs. Defeat me? Goku answers. And now it all starts. I'll end you. Goku heads towards him, and Champa goes towards Goku, and an intense glow of a flash takes over the air. A confrontation between Champa and Goku. Goku is furious with the gods, and when he sees Champa going towards him, he activates his God Killer transformation. At this moment, Champa watches and sees the strange form that Goku obtained, and then Champa screams, Hey Goku! Where'd you get that form from? You couldn't do this before! Goku then responds, This transformation is something I got specially to face the gods. Champa then laughs. Dude, you still haven't figured it out, have you? Goku is confused and responds, What do you mean I didn't notice? Champa then says, This way you are is something different from what you think. The more you use it, the more it takes away your lifespan. You are sacrificing yourself absolutely for nothing. Goku looks down at his hand and takes a deep breath, and in thoughts he says, I don't know if it's true, but even if it is, it's too late. I will use it anyway, even if in the end I ended up dying. Goku then looks at Champa and says, That doesn't matter. What really matters is that I can finish you off. Champa then responds, Boy, you can try. At this moment, Champa disappears and appears behind Goku. He has his Hakai ready to exterminate Goku, who strikes his hand, causing the attack to dissipate. Champa spins around and lands a punch on Goku's face, who goes backwards. And with his tense aura, he strikes the air and goes towards Champa. Vados, who was watching everything, is impressed with how powerful Goku is. After all, now he's able to fight on equal footing against the god of destruction. Goku exchanges blows with Champa, and everything that exists around them is destroyed in an instant. Champa starts to get out of breath, but he doesn't find gaps in Goku's defense, and after thinking it would be a simple fight, he's starting to regret it. Champa then says, I have no choice but to use my secret weapon. At this point, Champa raises his hand and starts gathering energy for an attack. Goku, who had been sent away with an attack, recovers quickly and says, I'm not going to give you a chance to do whatever you're thinking. Vados then seeing this massive energy that Champa gathers screams,
Mr. Champa, don't do that! This amount of energy will destroy this entire solar system!
Goku quickly flies towards them, but the energy takes on unimaginable proportions, and not only is the solar system in danger, but the entire universe, which at that moment begins to shudder and countless planets begin to disintegrate. Goku then looks around and feels the energy of the entire universe. At this moment, Goku says, Alright, you can come with everything! Champa throws the energy sphere that was similar to a Hakai, but it was absurdly giant. All the planets that are around him starts to disappear. Stars are thrown away from that absurd force. It's going with everything on top of Goku, who stretches his arm then to block that attack with his hands. Goku concentrates, and when that powerful energy approaches and is about to touch him, it disappears, causing Goku to understand absolutely nothing. At this point, Goku is confused and says, But what was that? Where did the attack go? And then Goku realizes Champa is behind him, saying, So you let your guard down, as planned. I want to see you escape from this. Hakai! Champa fires a Hakai at close range, hitting Goku. Not because he received all the energy of destruction directly into his body, but Goku resists and manages to contain it by making it pass through his body and focus on the palm of his hand. At this point, Goku sighs and says, Whew, that was very clever, and it's a pity it didn't work. But then throws that Hakai towards Champa, who is hit, but the attack has no effect. However, it was not all. Goku teleports and appears in front of the god of destruction, and with an extremely powerful concentrated ki in his hand, he unleashes an attack by piercing Champa's chest that begins to agonize and says, "You will never be able to to kill a god!" Goku then looks at him with a serious and somber look and says, "Yes, I can, because I am a god killer!" Goku, with his hand inside Champa's chest, used it as an attack he got with his transformation, something similar to the Akai, but effective against the gods. And when shooting inside Champa's body, it disintegrates from the middle inside out. At this very moment, Goku's transformation ends and he begins to fall. Vados, who is right next to him, quickly grabs him and takes him to safety and starts tending to his wounds. A while passes until Goku wakes up. He's scared and can't understand where he is or how he got there until Vados appear next to him and he says, "What do you want here? Do you want to get revenge for me breaking up the Champa?" She answers,
That's not it. I treated your wounds and stayed here with you while you healed.
Goku asks, "How long have I been unconscious?" And she responds,
Well, let's see. In human time, you were here for about 2 weeks.
Goku is amazed at what he heard and said, "I need to get out of here. I need to go after another god." Vados then says,
That won't be so easy. You killed a deity, and soon you will have to explain yourself to the great Zeno.
Goku then says, "I don't owe anyone an explanation. The gods, the angels, you always think you can manipulate everything however you want, but now it won't be like that anymore." Vados says,
I don't know what your motivations are, but I would like to follow you.
Goku doesn't understand what she means and asks, "Why do you want to follow me?" She answers,
I see that you're not the same Goku as before, and I'm curious to know how you will destroy the gods. I want to be around.
Goku says, "Do whatever you want, but if you try to stop me, I'll fight you too." Vados then says,
Don't worry, I just want to watch.
Goku then responds, "Whatever." Meanwhile, at Zeno's Daishikan's palace, he meets with Zeno-sama to tell him what happened. And when approaching, Daishikan says,
Lord Zeno, Son Goku destroyed a god of destruction. This was a very reckless thing to do. What will you do about it?
Zeno then responds,
I won't do anything. We really needed to replace the current gods. If Goku gets rid of them, at least we don't have to erase them.
Daishikan answers,
And of course, Zeno-sama, I understand.
And the high priest bows to the great Zeno and leaves the palace. Outside the palace, we see huge rocks with spheres on top. But in one of them, one of the spheres is off, while the others emit a glow, each one representing a universe and its respective god of destruction. However, number 6 is off. That is, Universe 6 was collapsing after all. With one of its gods exterminated, the balance has been compromised. Meanwhile, we observe Goku being accompanied by Vados that decided to follow on his journey. Goku is currently roaming the cosmos to find a way to go in search of a new target, to go on a search of a new god so that he can face him. And so, his journey continues. Goku's thoughtful, but even full of doubts, there are no more ways to go back on his decision. After all, he had already become a god killer, because he already used his power to kill a god, so there were no more choices he needed to continue his path. Vados asks,
Son Goku, what is your motivation?
Goku says nothing. Vados tries to create a dialogue, but does not get answers. However, Vados sees that Goku is still weak and says,
Mr. Goku, how about we stop on some planet for a meal?
At that moment, Goku's stomach starts to rumble, and he decides to stop. The universes are now in his hands. Goku and Vados will go on a great journey in search of the gods, and Goku wants to get rid of the burden of being a mere puppet. Goku and Vados are traveling the universe together. Vados obtained the cosmic cube so they could travel through space without worry. Goku is eating because he hasn't eaten in a while, and he's dying of hunger. However, Goku is different. Goku is not the same after everything he's faced. Upon obtaining the form of a god killer, Goku is taken by hatred and his spirit just wants to achieve his goals, to make the gods stop using mortals for their own benefit. Goku has become colder. His personality is more like of a Saiyan. And after meeting his father, Goku realized that to end injustices, he should let the Saiyan within him speak louder. At this moment, Goku is just a being who seeks to find freedom and reach where no one else can. He needs to fight the gods even if it ends up corrupting him or destroying him. But one way or another, he needs to fight. Vados is increasingly intrigued by Goku, because she realizes that every second he gets more powerful without training, Wherever he exceeds his limits, he goes further beyond, as if each breath his power is renewed, thus making him stronger. Vados begins to see Goku with different eyes and admires him a little more every moment. And after Goku gets rid of Champa, she sees him as someone capable of battling the gods. The journey continues and Vados decides to ask,
Mr. Goku, where are we going now? Have you thought about what your next step might be?
Goku looks at her with a cold gaze and responds, "It doesn't matter. Let's go anywhere. I still need to recover my energies to go after the gods." Vados then says,
Wouldn't you rather talk to Zeno-sama and try to explain yourself?
Goku responds, "And what good would that do?"
Vados then says, Probably maybe that would help your mission.
And he responds, "I don't think it would solve anything." Vados goes on to say,
If Zeno decides to erase you, then there won't even be a way to get where you need to be.
Goku then becomes thoughtful and then responds, "Well then, let's talk to Zeno-sama." Vados then decides to take Goku to Zeno's palace so that they can try to find a way out before Zeno decides to erase Goku from starting to hurt the gods. Meanwhile, in Zeno's palace, the High Priest is observing each universe in some kind of technological device and Zeno is playing with a board game. A game very similar to chess, but people are puppets similar to the gods of destruction of each universe. Daishi-kun approaches Zeno and says,
Lord Zeno, Son Goku is coming to us.
Zeno responds,
Oh, that's great! It's been a long time since I last met him.
The High Priest then responds, "Really? Well, he will arrive soon. As soon as he arrives, I will bring you to his presence." Zeno says,
All right, I'd like to talk to him.
Sometime later, Goku arrives along with Vados, and the High Priest was at the entrance apparently waiting for them. Daishi-kun says,
Welcome, Son Goku.
"I'll take you to Zeno-sama." Goku looks at Vados, who just makes a sign with his hand, demonstrating that he didn't know anything, and the two start walking following Daishi-kun. They arrived at the hall where Zeno was. At that moment, Zeno gets excited and floats towards Goku, shaking his hand. Zeno seems to be happy, but Goku only shows seriousness, and suddenly the mood changes. Zeno asks,
Goku, are you not happy to see me?
and he responds, "It's not that, it's just, at the moment I don't know what's going on anymore." Zeno then asks,
Goku, well, I have a mission for you.
Goku is surprised and responds, "What? What kind of mission?" At that moment, a gloomy climate takes over everything. Vados starts to shake and a drop of sweat runs down her face. Zeno approaches Goku's face and looks deeply into his eyes and says,
Destroy all gods of destruction.
Goku is extremely surprised and Daishi-kun starts talking.
The gods of destruction are no longer qualified for the position they hold. They are neglecting their duties and always end up harming the development of the universes. The great Zeno-sama heard of Son Goku's desire to stop the gods of destruction, and so he decided to make it official. At this point, you have the freedom to face and defeat each one of them. You are now officially a god killer.
Goku for a brief moment smiles. Vados observes with a serious face. After all, she doesn't quite understand what's going on. At this moment, the High Priest continues to say,
Vados will go with you and accompany you on your journey. I hope you can accomplish the mission you so desire, and after accomplishing it, the great Zeno-sama will choose the new gods.
At this moment, in respect, Goku kneels and says, "I will do this." Vados somehow feels happy because she will be able to accompany Goku. But not even she knows why she was happy, and then the meeting ends. Goku says goodbye to Zeno and Vados, and he goes on his journey. Goku is sitting inside Kubo with his arms crossed. At this point, he's even more motivated to find the gods. And so he says to Vados, "Now let's find the next gods of destruction. We have a big mission to accomplish. Where should we start? Now where should we start?" Vados then responds,
At this moment, we're close to Universe 8. We can try to find the destroyer from there, and then officially the mission will be started.
Goku responds, "Okay, let's go." In the Universe 8, Liquids, the god of that universe, was calm on a planet where he could take advantage of doing nothing. After all, working was not his strong point. However, the sky starts to darken. An extremely loud bang makes the planet shudder. And from the middle of the clouds, a cube appears. Inside the cube, Goku and Vados approach. Liquid watches and waits for them to land. When they land, Liquid approaches and asks, Hey, aren't you the warrior from Universe 7? What are you doing here? Goku then responds, I came here to defeat you. Liquid starts laughing and says, how funny. You come all this way to tell jokes. Now, seriously, why did you come here? Goku responds, are you seeing me laugh? At this moment, Liquid gets angry, closes his fists and stares with a serious look at Goku. And at this moment he says, you really think that a mortal trash like you is capable of defeating me, a deity? Don't you dare to say nonsense anymore. Goku responds, so what do you think you're testing whether your theory is right? Come over here and I'll show you what I can do. Liquid is serious. His aura starts to emanate from Goku, then continue his taunts. For a lazy god, you even have a very strong aura. Let's fight a little. I want to see how far I can get. Goku smiles and Liquid gets even angrier. At this moment he says, why do you want to face me so badly? It even looks like you're sure you can win. Goku says, really, I'm sure I can win this fight. And I want to fight you for a simple reason. That all the gods of destruction have already caused enough damage in this universe. Now it's time to make them taste a little of their own poison. It then starts walking slowly, and Goku screams, come on! Let's start this fight! Are you scared? At that instant, Liquid disappears, reappearing in front of Goku, hitting an extremely powerful punch in his face, throwing him away. Goku lands on the ground but quickly recovers and gets back up. At this moment, Goku says, finally, we can start. Goku then transforms into God Killer, and his aura creates an intense glow that makes everything start to shiver. Liquid looks at that appearance and says, oh, now I get it. I will finish off here and now. Goku and Gohan become the new gods of chaos, successors to Zero-Sama, Planet Beerus. After Goku showed his true power fighting the god of destruction of Universe 7, we had information that in previous days of the battle between Goku and Beerus, Beerus had called Gohan to test his powers after seeing all the performance that Gohan had managed to show in the fight against the android Cell Max. Beerus knew that Gohan's powers could only get higher. It seems that Beerus already had a plan between Goku and Gohan in the midst of all this. But after all, what was this Beerus strategy? Did Beerus know what was about to happen? Back to the present time. After the battle of Goku and Beerus, inside the planet of the God of Destruction, we had noticed a large explosion light years away in other galaxies in Universe 7. Whis had already realized that something or someone was going to show up. Whis says, looks like we'll have a visitor. At that moment, Goku watches without understanding anything. Whis says, Mr. Goku, looks like we're gonna have a mission for you. At that moment, Beerus starts to remember Gohan and says, Whis, we won't leave Goku alone in this one. Let's let Gohan go with him. I trust this boy. Goku didn't understand anything that was happening. At that moment, Whis starts laughing and says, very good. So come with us, Son Gohan, son of Goku. Whis swings his staff, and in touch of magic, Gohan is brought directly to the planet Beerus. Goku looks at Gohan and says, how long has it been since I last saw you, Gohan? How long has it been since I last saw you, Gohan? You must have gotten stronger, haven't you, my son? At that moment, Gohan observes, it's okay, Dad. I've been training for sure, but what am I doing here? Hello, Mr. Beerus. At that instant, Beerus says, it seems that now you will have to face that being that is considered the strongest. Planet Beerus. Beerus alongside Whis start talking about celestial threats that could appear. Beerus says, while I was fighting Goku, I can see that in light years of these galaxies there were apparently other beings that were as powerful as you. I just wanted to test his powers to see what level you could reach. Still, need to know to what level they could protect this universe. I realized that a threat had been coming here for some time, but I couldn't find out what the power levels of these threats could be. That's why I decided that you should show your powers.
A few days ago, I fought Son Gohan, and I'm currently fighting Goku. We had to say that soon someone will arrive here. Can you imagine who's coming here, Whis?
At that current moment, Whis begins to observe everything and says,
Well, Lord Beerus, I've been reflecting a lot. Perhaps the threat we have here may not even be from this universe. But something strikes me here in the head. Because even if they were beings from another universe, we angels can still feel other presences. And that way we can't understand very well what's happening. And that's okay.
Moments pass as Goku and Gohan don't understand what's going on. A large sphere of light appears directly on the planet Beerus. Beerus starts watching with a serious face and says,
Looks like whoever it is has arrived.
Whis begins to watch and is startled. At that moment, a being with blue skin and a look exactly like an angel appears. Beerus says,
This can only be a joke.
Goku and Gohan start looking. Whis watches and speaks.
That appearance. Reveal yourself. Who are you? I don't remember you being an angel family. What are you doing here? She would consider you as an enemy.
At that moment, the unknown being begins to observe everything. She sees Goku and then looks directly at Gohan. In a few moments, Gohan wonders, what's going on here? I was brought to Mr. Beerus' planet, and who is this woman? What's going on? My dad doesn't seem to understand either. Whis says,
Calm down, Sir Gohan. You will understand soon.
At that instant, Beerus says,
Come on! Say something before we finish you right here and now!
At that moment, the blue-skinned angel starts to laugh and says,
Don't worry, I am not your enemy. I think you felt a great energy coming directly from this galaxy light years away. Maybe you don't know my energy because I'm not from this timeline.
Everyone is shocked to hear that the celestial being said that they weren't from this timeline. At that moment, Whis says,
As I suspected, then it means you're not from around here. Very well. And what could we do to help you or to leave this universe? Can you explain why you're here?
At that instant, the heavenly being says,
Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Akame, the Supreme Celestial Angel in Timeline number 2.
Whis is surprised and says,
Supreme Celestial Angel? What are you talking about?
Beerus wonders,
What is that?
Worried, Whis speaks.
Theoretically, in our universe and in our timeline, the Supreme Celestial Being is the High Priest. She's saying she'll get her own High Priestess from her timeline. Is that what you intend to do?
At that moment, Akame starts laughing and says,
Well then, in my timeline, there are extremely powerful beings. I could see it light years from here. In my timeline, you and other different gods exist there. I know you in another timeline, Beerus, but several gods are breaking the celestial laws of our timeline. They are being dominated by other beings. I need strong beings. Undertake a celestial training and by my side, end the evil gods and become the protection of my timeline. I believe that the collapse of you using the sphere so much may have created ruptures in timelines. And because of that, mine was affected. The Dragon Balls have been stolen from my universe. And there are rumors that dark gods want to take over the Dragon Realm.
At that moment, Goku and Gohan start watching. Gohan says, What she's asking can only be madness. Which means then that she wants us to defeat all the gods and all the other beings that she believes are causing her timeline to collapse. At that instant, the angel priestess Akame says,
Don't think that the gods of destruction in my timeline are as peaceful as the gods of destruction here. Much less. Don't believe that angels or mortals are peaceful like your universe. If we were to consider the supreme existence of Zeno-sama, he would only have erased our timeline by now. However, he heard me, and as the High Priestess, he authorized me to handle this situation with mortals. Zeno-sama gave us the last chance. He really can do something. The great Daishikan is missing. So far, I still can't understand what's going on. The only chance to fix all this is to bring in powerful warriors to eliminate these gods and change all of history. My brother Whis, I found that in your universe, there were the most powerful warriors. Was I right to come here to you?
At that moment, Whis starts to laugh. Whis says,
Oh, this looks like it smells like Armady. A while ago, I began to reflect and imagine that a presence of darkness would come here. You didn't come here by chance, did you? After all, you know that your timeline caused an opening directly to ours. And if we don't help you now, surely all the demons and all the enemies of your timeline will want to end and destroy our timeline. Right? It is a double-edged sword. If we refuse to help you, not only our entire Universe 7 and even our own Xenosama can be wiped out.
At that moment, Akame starts laughing and says,
Well done. Looks like you nailed it, little brother.
At that moment, Beerus starts to smile and says, Son Goku and Son Gohan, you want to get more powerful, don't you? I think now is the exact moment you have to show your true power. Goku starts laughing and says, It seems like a long time ago.
I don't think we've ever fought a real battle together. Was it, Gohan?
I believe this is the moment.
Gohan starts laughing and says, It looks like my beast form will now be shown for real.
Whis and Akame strike a deal. Goku and Gohan are allowed to go to the timeline number 2. Akame creates a time rift on the planet Beerus. Goku and Gohan enter the time rift that had been created by Akame and go to the timeline number 2, Heavenly Palace of Universe 2. Goku and Gohan, upon arriving directly at the Grand Priestess Palace, begin to feel extremely high energy. Akame says,
Well, I hope you two understand that I will train you, and that you will become much more powerful. So you already know that these mortal suits will not work here in this place. You are the new wards of Xenosama's elimination inheritance.
In the blink of an eye, the angel Akame makes the bodies of Goku and Gohan receive the celestial costumes. Akame creates a throne for Goku and Gohan. Goku and Gohan were different. Gohan says,
It seems like after I wore this costume and arrived in this universe, my thoughts became much more serious.
Goku watches and says,
What is happening to me? It seems that my power has increased a lot just having come this far. The pressure of this place is totally different than anywhere I've been.
Akame speaks.
Let's go. Now is the time for you to become the emperors of the universe. Or rather, the gods of chaos.
Goku and Gohan in the second timeline of all universes are surprised to hear the angel's words. Galaxy, light years. A being with long hair and a cross scar on his belly appears and says, I seem to feel presences beyond Xenosama's palace and his castle. I think I'm going to pay these guys a big visit. Let's go. This will be perfect. Timeline number 2. Celestial Palace of Priestess Akame. Goku and Gohan had received Xenosama's costumes to be considered the new gods of chaos. Gohan was increasing his powers even more. Goku continued his training alongside his son in the Grand Priestess Palace. It all seemed a little strange, thinking that in earlier days Goku trained with Beerus on the planet of destruction and Gohan trained with Piccolo on Earth. Moments pass, and now father and son are together, and a mission given by Beerus and Whis to save the universes in another timeline. What awaits Goku and Gohan? At that moment in timeline 2, the angel priestess Akame says,
Looks like the two of you are ready to fight the first threat of this timeline. Know that within all the celestial kingdoms of this timeline, there are several extremely powerful gods and several beings that manage to end up destroying everything. For certain times, we managed to create a peace agreement. But as time went by, one of those gods who was obsessed with fighting ended up freaking out. And he started trying to attack several planets and proposed a challenge that would only end this destruction. As soon as a mortal was able to fight on the equal footing, to equal with him, I had to intervene. I entered into an agreement with all the gods that mortals would not be attacked, until the moment we found out who was the being that was controlling everything. At that moment, we can already realize that there are extremely complicated things. In the light of this, you should know that the level of power you end up showing could be the key to causing a major catastrophe here. Goku and Gohan, I want you to know about the existence of Universe 19, where there is an extremely powerful Saiyan.
At that moment, Gohan is impressed and says, Universe 19? But weren't 18 universes that had been created by Zeno-sama? At that moment, the priestess Akame says,
Pay close attention once more. As I said, you must be confusing this timeline with your timeline. In this timeline, there are 20 universes. These universes are totally unlike anything you know or have ever seen. Sometimes if a being is good in your timeline, it doesn't mean that he is good in another timeline. So I already tell you not to be surprised if someone you like in your timeline shows up here wanting to end everything. See the example of androids.
At that moment, Goku starts to question himself and says, So could it be that people we like in our timeline have to fight them here? Akame responds,
Exactly. But now, specifically, your mission will be to eliminate the Saiyan God of Universe 19.
Goku and Gohan are surprised. Goku and Gohan receive their first mission from the priestess Akame as gods of chaos. Goku and Gohan are taken by the celestial cube of the priestess Akame of timeline number 2 directly to the planet of destruction of Universe 19. Universe 19 is very similar to Universe 6 of their timeline. Goku says, I can't feel any other kind of energy around here. Everything seems to be very peaceful and calm. Are you sure there is an enemy here, Great Priestess? In a few moments after Goku speaks, a great shudder begins to happen in Universe 19. Goku, Gohan, and Akame arrive at the planet of gods of Universe 19. There, we could see the appearance of the great and extremely powerful Saiyan God. A being with long hair, a scar on his chest, and a sadistic look. At that moment, Goku is seen by the Saiyan God. The Saiyan God starts laughing and says, Looks like you really came, Akame. At that moment, Akame starts laughing and speaks.
Exactly. And this time I brought 2 formidable opponents who have full potential to be the next gods of chaos. What you asked me was to bring powerful warriors to fight you, since I, as an angel, cannot and am not authorized to fight the other gods. But these mortals are extremely powerful. You will have to fight now. I tried to come to terms with you, but your atrocities never ended. So now you will know my true power and the warriors of the High Priestess.
Goku looks at Gohan, arguing to see which one of the 2 would fight the Saiyan gods. And at that instant, Akame says,
What are you doing? Want you to fight them together?
In a few moments, Gohan says, Ha! I won, Dad! So I'm going to start this fight. Akame starts looking and says,
So that means they won't fight together. These Saiyans are really funny. But that's okay. They can do whatever they want as long as they don't lose. If you 2 are defeated here, we'll definitely have a lot of problems.
Goku says, Come on, Gohan, show your power. I want to see how much stronger you got. Gohan, already watching the battle, activates his beast form directly with the powers that were being combined by the Order of Chaos, and remembers the fight he had with Beerus. Gohan says, Well, I managed to fight Mr. Beerus, who is the god of destruction in our timeline. If this guy has the power corresponding to that of a god of destruction, I understand that we are on the similar level. I'm sure I won't be defeated, and I will impress my father. Let's start! Gohan started attacking the mysterious Saiyan god who kept silent. The Saiyan had a scar of a cross on his belly, and as he received blows, it seems that a light appeared from the scar. The mysterious God Saiyan starts laughing and says, My name is Yagami. It is very interesting to see these powers that you're raising. It sounds fantastic. But are you truly, really capable of fighting me? At that moment, Yagami began to raise his powers as if he were the mastery of Ultra Instinct. Gohan tries to land several blows on Yagami, but his powers for some reason ended up being stopped. Gohan starts to get worried and questions himself. What's going on here? This doesn't make any sense. Okay, good. Let's go. I will be able to raise my powers even further. At that moment, Gohan manages to teleport and directly punches Yagami in the stomach. Gohan says in his thoughts, It seems that I'm wondering a little about the power of chaos. Could it be that this is a little bit of Zeno-sama's energy? I know that this is not my full power, and every moment this battle goes on, I am getting stronger. I am sure that I will be able to increase my strength even more here. This power is incredible. Thank you very much, Great Priestess. I know that now I can win. In a few moments, when Gohan had hit Yagami, Gohan starts to feel a great pain in his body. Major meltdowns begin to occur in Gohan. Gohan questions himself. What is that? At that instant, Yagami began to absorb all the chaos energy on his planet. The power of Goku and Gohan that had been received by the priestess are sucked by Yagami. Gohan's power had been absorbed alongside Goku's power. Goku and Gohan begin to have their normal costume brought back. At that instant, Gohan says, "It's not possible! How is this happening? How did this happen? Looks like this guy can absorb all the chaos energy. I'm really in trouble." Gohan was shocked, but what had happened? Yagami lands several blows on Gohan. Gohan speaks. Damn it, I let my guard down. Akame just watches. At that moment, Yagami receives a big kick in his face. Goku, in his normal costume, says, "Well, it looks like we're back to our original power. I really want to test this guy's strength." Goku starts to smile and says, "Gohan, let this serve as experience for your next battle. Recover your energy a little. I could analyze this guy's movements while you guys fought. I don't need chaos energy to fight him. Yagami is your name, isn't it? Now you will know my real power. I'm Goku from Universe 7 from a timeline that you don't know yet. So let's start fighting." Yagami starts laughing. Universe 7's Goku versus the Universe 19's Yagami. Timeline number 2. Celestial Palace of Priestess Akame. Goku and Gohan had received Zenosama's costumes to be considered the new gods of chaos. Gohan was increasing his powers even more. Goku continued his training alongside his son in the Grand Priestess Palace. It all seemed a little strange, thinking that in earlier days Goku trained with Beerus on the planet of destruction and Gohan trained with Piccolo on Earth. Moments pass, and now father and son are together, and a mission given by Beerus and Whis to save the universes in another timeline. What awaits Goku and Gohan? At that moment in Timeline 2, the Angel Priestess Akame says,
"Looks like the two of you are ready to fight the first threat of this timeline. Know that within all the celestial kingdoms of this timeline, there are several extremely powerful gods and several beings that manage to end up destroying everything. For certain times, we managed to create a peace agreement. But as time went by, one of those gods who was obsessed with fighting ended up freaking out. And he started trying to attack several planets and proposed a challenge that would only end this destruction. As soon as a mortal was able to fight on the equal footing, to equal with him, I had to intervene. I entered into an agreement with all the gods that mortals would not be attacked, until the moment we found out who was the being that was controlling everything. At that moment, we can already realize that there are extremely complicated things. In the light of this, you should know that the level of power you end up showing could be the key to causing a major catastrophe here. Goku and Gohan, I want you to know about the existence of Universe 19, where there is an extremely powerful Saiyan."
At that moment, Gohan is impressed and says, "Universe 19? But weren't 18 universes that had been created by Zenosama?" At that moment, the Priestess Akame says,
"Pay close attention once more. As I said, you must be confusing this timeline with your timeline. In this timeline, there are 20 universes. These universes are totally unlike anything you know or have ever seen. Sometimes if a being is good in your timeline, it doesn't mean that he is good in another timeline. So I already tell you not to be surprised if someone you like in your timeline shows up here wanting to end everything. See the example of androids."
At that moment, Goku starts to question himself and says, "So could it be that people we like in our timeline have to fight them here?" Akame responds,
"Exactly. But now, specifically, your mission will be to eliminate the Saiyan God of Universe 19.
Goku and Gohan are surprised. Goku and Gohan receive their first mission from the Priestess Akame as gods of chaos. Goku and Gohan are taken by the Celestial Cube of the Priestess Akame of Timeline number 2, directly to the planet of destruction of Universe 19. Universe 19 is very similar to Universe 6 of their timeline. Goku says, I can't feel any other kind of energy around here. Everything seems to be very peaceful and calm. Are you sure there is an enemy here, Great Priestess? In a few moments after Goku speaks, a great shudder begins to happen in Universe 19. Goku, Gohan, and Akame arrive at the planet of gods of Universe 19. There, we could see the appearance of the great and extremely powerful Saiyan God. A being with long hair, a scar on his chest, and a sadistic look. At that moment, Goku is seen by the Saiyan God. The Saiyan God starts laughing and says, Looks like you really came, Akame. At that moment, Akame starts laughing and speaks.
Exactly. And this time I brought two formidable opponents who have full potential to be the next gods of chaos. To ask me was to bring powerful warriors to fight you, since I, as an angel, cannot and am not authorized to fight the other gods. But these mortals are extremely powerful. You will have to fight now. I tried to come to terms with you, but your atrocities never ended. So now you will know my true power and the warriors of the High Priestess.
Goku looks at Gohan, arguing to see which one of the two would fight the Saiyan gods. And at that instant, Akame says,
What are you doing? Want you to fight them together?
In a few moments, Gohan says, Ha! I won, Dad! So I'm going to start this fight. Akame starts looking and says,
So that means they won't fight together. These Saiyans are really funny. But that's okay. They can do whatever they want as long as they don't lose. If you two are defeated here, we'll definitely have a lot of problems.
Goku says, Come on, Gohan, show your power. I want to see how much stronger you got. Gohan, already watching the battle, activates his beast form directly with the powers that were being combined by the Order of Chaos, and remembers the fight he had with Beerus. Gohan says, Well, I managed to fight Mr. Beerus, who is the god of destruction in our timeline. If this guy has the power corresponding to that of a god of destruction, I understand that we are on the similar level. I'm sure I won't be defeated. And I will impress my father. Let's start! Gohan started attacking the mysterious Saiyan god who kept silent. The Saiyan had a scar of a cross on his belly, and as he received blows, it seems that a light appeared from the scar. The mysterious God Saiyan starts laughing and says, My name is Yagami. It is very interesting to see these powers that you're raising. It sounds fantastic. But are you truly, really capable of fighting me? At that moment, Yagami began to raise his powers as if he were the mastery of Ultra Instinct. Gohan tries to land several blows on Yagami, but his powers for some reason ended up being stopped. Gohan starts to get worried and questions himself. What's going on here? This doesn't make any sense. Okay, good. Let's go. I will be able to raise my powers even further. At that moment, Gohan manages to teleport and directly punches Yagami in the stomach. Gohan says in his thoughts, It seems that I'm wondering a little about the power of chaos. Could it be that this is a little bit of Zenosama's energy? I know that this is not my full power, and every moment this battle goes on, I am getting stronger. I am sure that I will be able to increase my strength even more here. This power is incredible. Thank you very much, Great Priestess. I know that now I can win. In a few moments, when Gohan had hit Yagami, Gohan starts to feel a great pain in his body. Major meltdowns begin to occur in Gohan. Gohan questions himself. What is that? At that instant, Yagami began to absorb all the chaos energy on his planet. The power of Goku and Gohan that had been received by the priestess are sucked by Yagami. Gohan's power had been absorbed alongside Goku's power. Goku and Gohan begin to have their normal costume brought back. At that instant, Gohan says, It's not possible! How is this happening? How did this happen? Looks like this guy can absorb all the chaos energy. I'm really in trouble. Gohan was shocked, but what had happened? Yagami lands several blows on Gohan. Gohan speaks. Damn it, I let my guard down. Akame just watches. At that moment, Yagami receives a big kick in his face. Goku, in his normal costume, says, Well, it looks like we're back to our original power. I really want to test this guy's strength. Goku starts to smile and says, Gohan, let this serve as experience for your next battle. recover your energy a little. I could analyze this guy's movements while you guys fought. I don't need Chaos Energy to fight him. Yagami is your name, isn't it? Now you will know my real power. I'm Goku from Universe 7 from a timeline that you don't know yet. So let's start fighting. Yagami starts laughing. Universe 7's Goku versus the Universe 19's Yagami. Goku vs. Yagami, Universe 19 Planet of Destruction. This universe only exists in the second timeline of the world where the priestess of all universes is Akame. The mysterious angel that appeared in the timeline of the Z Warriors asked Whis and Beerus directly for help, saying that he needed two extremely powerful warriors to help in the battles against the dark gods that appeared in his timeline. At that moment, we can see that Gohan alongside Goku began training to become the new gods of chaos to eliminate all the gods who were wanting to destroy and end everyone, showing their true power. We could see that the great skills were being developed and great powers were being shown by Goku and Gohan. Ever since Gohan managed to awaken his beast form, everyone has been wondering who would be stronger, Beast Gohan or Ultra Instinct Goku. Today, the two are fighting together to defeat the real enemy, but still, the mysteries increase even more. Many things ended up happening. Gohan, after having the advantage fighting Yagami, believed that the victory was in his hands, until the moment when Yagami revealed that he was receiving Gohan's blows on purpose to absorb Gohan's energy, and thus increase even more his attacks and power. Yagami managed to show an even higher power, which made Gohan have great difficulty within the battle. But moments later, we can see that Gohan was getting more powerful. Goku activated his Ultra Instinct after losing the power of Chaos alongside Gohan due to having his energy absorbed by Yagami. Goku's pure energy could not be absorbed due to it being a power linked to the mastery of angels. Yagami, the most powerful Saiyan. At that moment, Yagami says, "Oh, if it's not Goku, one of the Saiyans that was once very renowned in this universe. But something about you is different. It doesn't look like the same Goku that I saw ages ago. What happened to you? Are you hiding something from me? You don't look like you came from this timeline. Their energy is somewhat different, even an ability similar to that of an angel. you are being able to show. I know that Ultra Instinct is a skill that comes directly from angels, and even the gods of destruction have a hard time performing this technique. Come on, show what you can really do, Goku. I'm very curious to swallow your energy. At that moment, Goku starts laughing and says, let's see what you're capable of. I will show you my true power and the whole essence of my energy. The battle begins. Goku started this battle directly against the Saiyan God of Universe 19. Gohan watches and starts talking to Akame. It seems that I let my guard down. This guy really is very powerful. He managed to control my energy very quickly. I can't understand how he got that strong. It seems that this kind of skill manages to rise even more his powers. But it does not matter. Right now, I'm going to try to find a way out of this situation. I'm sure that if I raise my powers even further now, I will be able to defeat him even without his chaos energy. Akame starts laughing and says,
It seems that maybe it was my mistake to think that in a short period of time you would start to get stronger and stronger. I thought maybe you guys were ready to fight a god of destruction by now. But just like I said, if it was in your timeline, maybe it would be something much easier. But in that timeline, things tend to work in a totally different way. So everyone's powers being raised might not make any sense anymore. Well, I hope you can raise your powers even higher. In fact, we really need to understand what is going on here.
At that moment, Gohan starts to smile and says, don't discredit my father so much. My father has a much more battle experience than I do. And he will certainly be able to do something fantastic in the face of all that. We are the mortals of Universe 7 who don't give up in a battle. Because we are the true Saiyans. At that moment, Gohan, while increasing his powers more and more, observes Goku's performance, and Yagami is surprised and says, does this mean that the rumors were true? That low-class Saiyan who managed to raise and surpass his powers even further? That is Son Goku, isn't it? Son Goku, that warrior who has great skills that challenges even the gods. Fascinating. That warrior who manages to raise his powers even further. Amazing. Looks like now will be the time to show you what I'm really capable of. Yagami launches a large sphere of energy over Goku's body, causing Goku's clothes to be completely torn apart. Goku starts to laugh and talks. That's the power of a Saiyan God. Maybe even more powerful than Mr. Beerus. It's amazing. I'm sure that after this battle, I will definitely get much stronger. Come on. I can't give up on what's going on here. At that moment, Goku starts to launch several blasts of energy straight at Yagami again. Yagami starts to get excited about the fight. Yagami keeps raising his powers even further. Akame starts watching and says,
this is amazing. Even if Goku doesn't have more strength than Yagami, even so, due to his battle strategy, he manages to contain Yagami's blows due to his fighting style. He's a true martial artist fighter. This turns out to be incredible. I didn't imagine that Goku could be so good. Maybe my thoughts were troubled, but he really can make a difference. Does that mean that this is Son Goku from Universe 7?
Gohan starts to laugh and says, well, it looks like we already know who will win the fight here. My father was always an excellent fighter and always saved the Earth several times. He would never let their guard down. No, he would never let his guard down like me. It seems that I'm learning more and more. In a fight, strength is not everything. It seems that with a good strategy, we can win against any enemy. Come on, Dad. Show your power. It's time to show this Saiyan the true essence of us Saiyans from Universe 7. In that instant, in the blink of an eye, Goku falls to the ground. Akame and Gohan didn't understand what was going on. Gohan says, what? It's not possible. It looked like my dad was going to win. Goku says, I don't understand. What is happening to my energy? At that moment, another voice comes up and speaks.
I guess they didn't notice my presence, as usual, Yagami. I think I managed to steal some more of that angelic energy.
At that moment, the angel of Universe 19 appears next to Yagami. Akame says,
damn it. I should have guessed he wouldn't just let a god of destruction fight. He still wanted to bring his angel. It seems that now we really have problems. Son Gohan recovering his energy and Goku in this state? It seems that my plan has gone wrong.
At that moment, the angel appears and says,
Now, you're all finished. It is time to finalize all of this. Everything!
Gohan, in the blink of an eye, activates his beast mode form again. Universe 19 Planet of Destruction begins to shake. Akame is shocked by what she sees. Gohan says, "Now I will have no mercy on any of you. This time, I will fight seriously." Yagami questions himself. "That's not possible! How did this boy manage to regain his power in such a short time?"
Gohan Beast is enraged when he sees that his father was stabbed in the back by the Angel of Universe 19 who was partnered with Yagami, the Supreme Saiyan God at that moment, and Yagami started laughing at everything that was happening. Yagami knew that with Goku being defeated, things would be much easier, but he didn't imagine that Gohan could do something different. Gohan rages in front of the Angel and the Saiyan God of Universe 19. Akame, the priestess of timeline number 2, watches and says, "How is this possible? Goku's son had no power for anything just now. His strength was totally gone and now he was able to show his performance like that. This doesn't make any sense. How did he raise his power so much? Are the rumors of Son Goku's son true? He is very similar to the ancient God of Fury. The God of Fury in the past fought with several opponents, and whenever he found himself in a critical situation, he saw a beloved one of his going through a difficult time. He turned into a monster of fights. His energy returned to 100% and he always ended up overcoming himself more and more until he defeated the enemy. Rumors had it that Son Gohan did this twice, fighting a monster called Cell in his universe. Now it looks like he was showing that power again. It seems that the future Chaos Gods are impressing me more and more. Now things are starting to get a little better. Come on, Son Gohan. I, the High Priestess, believe in you."
At that moment, Gohan observes and speaks. "I know I can still fight this guy, but there's an angel here too. In fact, this guy didn't even introduce himself. He's just watching us. But it looks like any moment he's going to attack. He stabbed my dad in the back. If I try to attack Yagami, that angel stops my attacks and starts supporting Yagami. If my father was well now, we could fight at the same time since we have two opponents. Damn it! I've never seen an angel fighting alongside a god of destruction." Maybe thinking like that was thinking too much. At that moment, Goku watches and speaks. "Gohan, looks like today isn't our lucky day. Every time one of us let our guard down. Well, I hope you've learned your lesson and can show your talent now." Gohan starts watching and says, I still haven't managed to get my energy back, Dad. I need to start showing my true development. Let's go." At that moment, Yagami starts to laugh and says, "That transformation, that luck. I remember it very well. It looks like that same being I eliminated in the past." Gohan watches and says, "What are you talking about?" At that moment, the High Priestess begins to observe and speaks. "Quiet, Yagami!" At that moment, Yagami starts to laugh and says, "I'm done with you from the Son Gohan timeline. Right after I eliminated Videl and her daughter Pan, they ran away from me for hours. It was really fun to play finding them while they ran and tried to hide in the rubble of the planet. But when I got bored, I completely destroyed the place where they were. So today, they no longer exist." At that moment, Gohan gets angry when he sees the image of Videl and Pan being eliminated. Gohan says, "How dare you tell me this? How dare you say you did something to Videl and Pan? Regardless of which universe it is, you will know now that I will never forgive you. Now you will know my fury!" Gohan's face starts to create dark seals and his hair grows even longer. Gohan starts to get his energy completely out of control. Goku says, "What is that? Could this be Gohan's true rage? What is this power Gohan is showing?" At that moment, Gohan says, "I don't care if you're a god of destruction or whatever you are. Now I will eliminate you for the honor of my family!" Gohan strikes a punch on the Angel of Universe 19 and advances on Yagami. In another unknown galaxy in the second temporal line, we can hear a voice that says,
"It looks like she managed to make him fall into a trap. I've been here for days in this parallel universe. If I can't stop this planetary devastation, all universes can be destroyed. Your ambition, since you were little, was too big. Now you've lost all your way. As soon as I leave here, I'll settle the score with you. What are you planning with all of this, Akame? What do you want to do with Zeno-sama? Zeno-sama is in his deep sleep. As soon as he wakes up, something catastrophic could happen. I need to get out of here soon. The strongest of the universes may start to want to attack and the big entities are about to gather."
A large silhouette appears. At that moment, we can see the Great Priest, but in a totally different way, trapped in another timeline. What's going on in the face of all this? It seems that Akame is hiding something from Goku and Gohan. Is the High Priestess not as good as we think? We need to pay close attention. Palace of Zeno-sama. In the Palace of Zeno-sama, we can see that Zeno is beside his guards in a deep sleep. It's a little strange to imagine that while Zeno sleeps, his guards, instead of watching him, are also sleeping. Akame, the priestess of Timeline 2, as soon as she performed Chaos training with Goku and Gohan, she already sent the two Saiyan directly to Universe 19, where the warriors who are considered celestial monsters are. What is the High Priestess wanting behind all of this? What is happening in the distortion of this reality? What is hidden behind Akame? What will be the goals in the face of all this? Back to Universe 19. Gohan, with his new transformation and his powers, begin to raise his energy even more, showing an extremely high skill. Gohan, in a few moments, starts to land several blows on Yagami. Yagami, feeling pressure, speaks.
How did this boy get so strong? It's not possible! He raised his powers even higher!
Just as the Universe 19 angels try to attack Gohan, Akame appears in front of that angel and says,
"Angels are not supposed to get involved in battles. Otherwise, I would have to resolve all of this right here and now. So you better keep quiet in your place."
At that instant, Akame has the disadvantage fighting Gohan Beast Mode. Gohan says,
"You will never be able to defeat me!
You will never be able to defeat me." At that moment, the angel of Universe 19 starts laughing and speaks. "Well, if I can't fight, then my controlling energy will make the difference now." At that moment, Yagami, fighting against Gohan, sees that Goku was approaching. Goku launches an attack directly at Gohan. Gohan says,
"Huh? What are you doing, father?"
At that moment, Goku starts laughing and says, I don't know what's going on, but my body is moving against my will." Goku goes directly to attack Akame. Akame says,
"This can only be a joke. The rumors were true then."
Akame has a flashback in her head and remembers that in the past several planets were destroyed because mortals who were peaceful without explanations began to attack each other. Many said that this was a disease of a plague of war, where peaceful beings began to want to enter into conflicts, and everyone ended up attacking each other. Akame began to see that it wasn't actually any magic, but the control power of the angel from Universe 19, who after using his power began to manipulate mortals in the same way he was doing with Goku now. Akame says,
"So you're forcing the future god of chaos, Son Goku, to fight me, right? Come on, wake up, Goku! Get out of the mind control!"
Goku versus Akame. Goku versus Akame, the priestess of the universe in timeline number 2. The unexpected happened. Goku, who has a pure heart and always resisted any techniques of evil, ended up being controlled by the technique of the Angel of Universe 19. Akame discovered that the Angel of Universe 19 was the being that ended up controlling several mortals and causing them to enter into conflicts with themselves and end up attacking each other, causing several conflicts and unnecessary tragedies. It seems that the Angel of Universe 19 revealed his mind control magic. Goku, who no longer had any powers, managed to recover his energy and automatically began to attack the priestess of the second timeline, Akame. Akame, who had gathered Goku and Gohan to become the gods of chaos, ended up seeing that the two lost their energies after falling into the enemy's trap. At that moment, we saw that Yagami, the god of destruction Saiyan of Universe 19, had suffered great problems in the battle against Gohan Beast that had shown a new transformation after having the image of Videl and Pan being eliminated in front of him. After showing that the Gohan of this timeline had been killed and consequentially his family as well. At that moment, Gohan Beast from the timeline that we follow shows his new transformation with seals on his face, attacking directly with another level of Yagami power. Yagami says, "It seems that you Saiyans from another timeline managed to show even greater power each time. That sounds very intriguing. It seems that now I will understand how you managed to get stronger." At that moment, Gohan says, "It doesn't matter. I will resolve this situation here with you." The Angel of Universe 19 watches and says, "It looks like you cannot fight. I'll just have to watch this fight between barbarians." Goku, being controlled by the magic of the Angel of Universe 19, tries to attack directly at the priestess Akame. Akame says, "Son Goku, stop it! Come on, you're way above all that! Remember that you were chosen to become the god of chaos!" At that moment, Goku, being controlled, starts to laugh and says, "I don't care what kind of god I can become. I know very well that I fear no one. I am Son Goku from Universe 7. After ending you, I will rebuild all these universes alongside Yagami. Now it all makes sense. I can understand why I was brought here. The gods chose me. They know I'm special. You were just a bridge to bring me to this universe. You will be destroyed, Priestess Akame. And I don't care if I have the power of energy of chaos. I will end everything and everyone that appears in front of me. Tune in, now I have the power of destruction." Goku begins to elevate the mastery of Ultra Instinct even further and begins to impress everyone who was there watching. Controlled, Goku says, "Now I will show you my true power." At that moment, Akame charges directly at Goku and tries to land a punch in his face. Goku starts laughing. "Do you think that this would really affect me? I am from the warrior race. My whole life has practically been dedicated to combat. I always have the greatest skill of all, the Zenkai of the Saiyans. This is pathetic, Akame!" At that moment, Akame is paralyzed by Goku, who directly holding her arms says, "I don't know what you're thinking. Maybe you're too weak for a priestess." Have you ever imagined this? The great priest of my timeline is among the 5 most powerful of all universes. Everyone fears him. Everyone knows that if someone tries to attack Zeno-sama, he will have to solve the situation with Daishikan. He's the much more powerful than you and managed to raise his power even further. What you're showing is no big deal. It's just the power of a weak angel. I'm sure that the beings of this timeline are much weaker than the ones from the timeline that Gohan and I came from. At that moment, Akame starts laughing and says, "Well done, Son Goku. It looks like your tongue is pretty sharp after you were dominated by that angel. How dare you speak like that to me? How dare you speak this to me after everything I've done? How dare you insult me? This time you managed to really piss me off. This time you managed to make me lose my patience. Yagami and you, Safi, the angel who deceives everyone in the Universe 19. I'm already tired of this you've been showing. Now I will show you the real energy and the true power of the priestess of this timeline. Start of planetary eradication! My 2 warriors are not yet able to fight against powerful beings like you. I guarantee, and in 10 days, they will come back much more powerful. All other universes that are engaging in wars will know the true energy of the priestess and her chaos gods. At that moment, Akame says, "Secret technique of destruction, creation, and destruction. Supreme attack of the angel priestess of Universe 19. Planetary eradication!" At that instant, Akame speaks her phrase. A great change in Universe 19 begins to happen. Goku and Gohan's bodies disappear next to Akame's body. At that moment, the angel of Universe 19, revealed as Hafir's name, looks at Yagami and speaks.
Well, it seems to me that this time the High Priestess escaped with both of them. She could have wiped out this entire planet with that attack. But she just wanted to escape. Well, she took the two Saiyans. Surely that attack canceled my mental control over Son Goku. Interesting, Akame. We'll see each other again soon.
Akame speaks. Right when the battle was about to get interesting, Son Gohan was pushing his limits. I need to find him again. Those Saiyans are at least giving us some trouble than the others that showed up, aren't they? Center of the universe on timeline number 2. Akame beside Goku and Gohan starts watching and speaks.
Have you recovered your consciousness yet?
Gohan says, looks like I'm better now. I had reached a level of transformation where I felt like I had lost control of everything. Goku speaks.
I didn't quite understand what happened either. Everything looks so different. The powers, the abilities I was showing. I can't quite understand what was going on. Perhaps that was the true meaning of the battle, right? Well, let's see what will happen from now on.
Akame says,
you saw that Universe 19 is one of the strongest universes, didn't you? I think the training we started was a little more complicated. Maybe we will have to fight against warriors who don't have the level of a god, so that you can raise your energies even further. But I already had an idea for the next training. I hope what happened here never happens again, Goku and Gohan.
Goku says,
all right! If we're alive until now, it means there's some purpose to it. I know we will be able to resolve this situation. Aren't you excited, Gohan?
Gohan starts to smile and says, now let's show our true power, Father. Let's go. Let's start. Galaxies, light years at the center of the universe. Unknown voice says,
all right. Akame is running everything as agreed. Soon, we will attack.
Sama!